Oh shit.
Muted.
I think we are live.
Yeah.
Why does it always take longer when I have a look?
Oh yeah.
We are live.
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
What are you waiting for that bar to load? The Zoom screen?
No, see, we're all live. People are waving. Hello,
Cool.
everyone in chat.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm being a complete and utter numpty as per ever. Couldn't actually see it
good,
live
bro.
on
You're good.
YouTube. What's up,
Yeah, we're live.
Reverend Vapes? It's why isn't it streaming live? I don't know. See
You're
it
good,
live
bro.
on
You're good.
YouTube. Right, there you go. Just mute that up. See if I can pop out chat again because it seems to have gone back in. Oh God, ever the professional, Mike, aren't you? Won't go on to live chat. Lovely. Right, let's have a look. Where are we then? Oh, I've got two chats now. Anyway, we are here then, guys. It's Saturday night. It's 9 o'clock. That means it's SNL time. So, hello, everybody. Hello to Goober, Ryan, and our very special guest tonight, the UK Vapester, Rob. How you doing, mate?
Yeah.
We've also got a few others coming in later. We've got Flatcap and we've got the Scots Reviews and Morg as well. They're joining us a little bit later on. I think Lethal was supposed to be joining us, but he's got internet issues, so we'll have to just wait and see with that one. But I thought we'd just keep it just us four to the start because I want to have a good chat with Rob. Seeing as he's the guest on the show, we'll have a good natter to him for the first hour, and then we'll get Motormouth and Morg on at 10 o'clock because we probably won't get a word in edgeways there. Only joking, Scott's Review, if you are listening, buddy. But as ever, I'm just going to say hello to a few people in chat, and then we'll go through the panel one by one for their buffets and all the rest of it. So let me just scroll up, see who we got in here. We got Simon Bridgewood, J Money, my resident spanner. How you doing, Jordan, mate? Tolomac, Brian S, Des Turner, Stuart, Minnesota Clouds, Wayne Blackwood. We got Reverend in there. What's up, mate? R2K Andy, Pav G, my expo buddy there. How you doing, mate? Curly Chew, Lisa Forber, the good old wife. How you doing, darling? Mwah. We got Rebuildable Ryan in chat as well, and he's now a spanner because he is our resident DJ. From now on, guys, Ryan has agreed to co-host the show, which is awesome. We've also got Flatcap coming in later. He said he would do the same for the ones that he can make, so that's really good. Ross Vegas 7, legend. You're a legend as well, mate. Thank you very much. Right, and we got Webley in there. We got Manic Stereo, Matt Benson, Stresser K, Mush the Snowman, Wayne Pedder, Katie Hope, and we got Flatcap in there as well. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So big love for coming in today, guys. I've been really looking forward to this one. We're going to hopefully have 8 of us on tonight. It might only be 7 if Lethal doesn't join us, but been super excited to meet Rob. He's a really top bloke. So yeah, if anyone hasn't heard of him, UK Vapester, he's got over 4,050 subs. He's just smashed 1 million views on YouTube. So he is doing pretty well for himself, this legend is. And yeah, so I thought we'd invite him on the show. Incidentally, guys, I'm getting very close to 3,000 subs at the moment. I think it was 298 something. So I really would love it if we can get that extra 15, 20 that I need on the show tonight. That would be effing awesome because I've been waiting a long time for this and fucking it would be awesome if we could do that. So if anyone is watching this that isn't subscribed, I would wholeheartedly fucking appreciate if you could give me a little sub. It would be much appreciated. And that goes for every one of the panelists that are on tonight's show. David Chuke, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you. Thanks for the £2 donation, buddy. Right, enough of me rabbiting. Let's go through the panelists then. Who should we start with today? Should we start with our special guest? What do you reckon, guys? Yeah, let's start with Rob. Nice to have you on, buddy. How you doing? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're vaping on, brother.
All right. Well, first off, thank you for having me. It's an honour. It
No
really
worries,
is.
mate.
And also, hopefully we can get you to 3K tonight because that would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate.
A little bit about me. I vape. I do vape reviews.
How long have you been
doing it for
vaping, mate? When did you give up smoking all of that malarkey? How did you actually get into the vaping scene then, Rob?
So, so when I started smoking, it was on and off, and it was typical friends and friends' brothers who are older who actually, bought cigarettes, and you pinched their cigarettes when you're stupidly young, and got into it through there. And then when I was about, I want to say probably around 18 to 20, is when, sounds dumb, but it's when I really discovered that cigarettes were bad for you. I know. It's crazy. But it was all about the nicotine. All the reports I read around that time, like literally like 10 years ago, everything was all about nicotine and how bad nicotine was. And so,
how old are you, Rob? Because if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
How old are you, mate?
Oh, I'm 28.
28. All right. So you're a little bit younger than me because, because we used to have an advert back in the 80s that was nicotine, Mr. Nicotine. And there was all sorts of adverts about that. But it's quite ironic, really, because that wasn't the actual real danger, was it? It was everything else they put
now.
Yeah.
But so with that, I looked to, because I obviously enjoyed it like everybody does, but I wanted to move on to something a little bit safer. And I did look into like chewing tobaccos and things like that, but it wasn't really what I was after.
No.
So what I ended up on is shisha or hookah, if you guys know what that is, which is like a,
Yeah.
So me and pretty much all my friends got into shisha and did that for probably like 4 years. And then we read some more reports that apparently shisha is actually worse than smoking because you do it for like a 4-hour period and it's like having 200 cigarettes a day. And I was like, fucking hell, this safer alternative is even worse. And then literally just one day, I saw someone with a CE4 pen, like a tiny little disposable pen that you get from like the garage.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck is that? And then literally like when I spoke to the guy, he said he was vaping on apple. And I was like, what the fuck? How are you smoking an apple? And then from there, researched it, found out that it's a lot safer. And this was, years and years ago, they said it was a lot safer. But for me personally, the reason I actually wanted to get into vaping is because if you've ever tried shisha, it's a fucking nightmare to build and get everything prepared. It literally will take you 5 to 10 minutes, especially if you cut up all the tobacco and stuff for the top.
This is a Turkish tobacco, isn't it? That they
exactly, yeah. And it just takes ages. But when I saw some guy like pick up his pen, drop some e-liquid in, screw it on, and off he goes. I'm like, oh bloody hell, I need to get some of that. And then that's literally what started it. And then I've been vaping 6 years now, 5-6 years.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, but it's always interesting to hear because there are Scots reviews coming on late. He's only 23. I've only just found out. And you're 28, and it's really good to see that we've got the younger crew getting into it at an early age rather than wait until they're 45 like I was 37, 40 odd, but that's because it didn't come out until later, I suppose. So it is awesome to hear of like kids that have fucking done it when they're younger and they've given it up a little bit earlier because they realise that vaping is the much better alternative, 95% safer for anyone that's watching that doesn't realise, contrary to all the reports that you may hear in the US of A. But us in the UK, the EU, we do, we're not quite so, I don't want to be derogatory here about it, but we've done testing on it through Public Health England, what's the other one? The Royal College of Physicians, all of that. They're quite intelligent people. So I believe what they say with their particular findings. They reckon it's 95 to 97% safer. For me, that was a good enough thing to hear for me to carry on vaping rather than smoking, because I know a lot of you out there have probably tried to give up smoking umpteen times in your life and you've always gone back to it. The way I see it is if I'm going to carry on vaping for the rest of my life, I'm willing to risk it anyway because, it might not be 100% safe, but I feel a damn sight better than when I used to smoke. So
yeah, exactly.
Let's encourage it. Let's not try and ban it like they're doing over in America, which is bloody awful. But anyway, mate, what are you vaping on then? And then we'll go on to Mr. Goober Vapes after that, man. What are you on vaping tonight then, Rob?
I've always got a few things going, but I'll try and get to the short list. So I've got the Watofo Profile on the Aegis from Geek Vape.
That's the RDA version, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is just new, and I just thought I'd buy one because I wanted an indestructible mod and thought I might do it for a review. Well, not a review, more of a video where I just try and smash the shit out of it. But yes, I've got that. It's a pretty sweet little setup. Also, I'm not sure how you guys get on with mesh, but I absolutely love mesh. I love the profile, RTA and RDA. I just think the flavor, the longness, the life of the coils, everything's just phenomenal. I know some people don't like it, but
I thought it was a decent sound, but it wasn't really for me, Rob. I prefer like a dual coil RTA myself. I thought it was good, the flavour I got. It just, I wasn't getting the required hit for me personally. I didn't like the airflow I was getting on both the RDA or the RTA, but I'm not going to say it's shit because I said in my review, it reminds me of vaping on a Sub-O mesh tank, like the Freemax or something. It's just not an especially high wattage vape. So, there's nothing wrong with it. If you like it, then who am I to say that that's wrong? Do you know what I mean?
that's the beautiful thing about vaping, isn't it? Is if it stops you smoking and if you enjoy it, it's done its job.
Well, exactly. It's definitely got good flavour. I'll give it that. So, nice one, man.
I'm also on the Vupu Alpha Zip, I think it's called, the mod, which is the shiny, and I've got
Right.
Is this Org Vape?
That's
Org Vape?
Ocular, isn't it?
This is Ocular, yeah.
Yeah, I've got that as well on show tonight as well, bub.
Nice. I've got Steam Crave, the light RTA thingy.
Aromamizer light, yeah.
There you go.
I've just got that in as well, man.
You know better than me. And I've got a few pods going, and I've also got the original Archery PAL little guy. They bring out the version 2, so I thought I'd buy this guy, and it's a Vape Pod limited edition.
Nice. That's a good little pod, isn't it, man?
Sorry?
Good little pod, that one.
Yeah, it's a nice little guy, and because like I said, Vape Pod just sponsored my channel. I wanted it as a little memento, and so they bought the limited edition. Also, as the V2's coming out, I wanted to try the V1 before I review the V2, so I can actually say what the improvements are, obviously, and give a full definitive review.
Is that the PAL 2 still, though? Is it?
No, this is the PAL 1. The PAL 2, I believe I'm getting Monday or Tuesday.
But no, because yours looks very like my PAL 2, which I've got, but they're releasing new panels for it and a new 1 ohm coil. So I'm just thinking.
So that's what I'm going to be getting is the new panels, like the Pearl one or the blue one and the Maze one or something they call it. Yeah, I should be getting that Monday because they wanted to send me the new panels.
Yeah, the new 1 ohm coil they're marketing as well, because I should be getting that soon. But I just know that when I went to Expo, they gave me some other colours as well. But I've got the original black one, but they've sorted out the magnets as well so they don't fall off.
I thought this is brilliant. Like when I've been trying to take it apart and throw it back together, I'm not reviewing it. I just thought I'll just try it. And it's the magnets and there's no rattle, there's no movement. Really impressed with it. So,
has that got the mesh coil in it, your one?
No.
Right.
This is the original.
It is the PAL one then, yeah? It just looks very similar though, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It does. I think it's just smaller.
Is that the PAL one you've got there, Brian?
No, this is the 2.
That's the 2, right? Okay.
So I think this one is just smaller.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, but it's a good little mod there, Rob. The mesh coil I particularly like the 0.6 ohm one. It's a really nice draw on it and good flavour. But right, that's cool then. Rob, you got anything else to show us, or should we go on to?
That's it. Nothing exciting. So
thank you very much, mate. Right, Goobs, what are you vaping on, buddy? And nice to see you, by the way. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing all right considering what I found out yesterday, but
all right.
Got the Quest's Messes TM150 with the Crown 4 tank with the mesh coil, which I love, by the way. And there I got some Twerkin Berries by Fat Panda, which is really interesting juice. Got my Lyre mod with the Black Recoil Rebel. I got some Aqua Rainbow Drops in there. Just pretty good. And then my Rage with the matching red Recoil Rebel. And I got some Burst Duo Kiwi Strawberry in there. And that's all I have going right now.
So, Goob, you said you found out something there, so I don't want to pry, mate, but is everything okay? You seem a little bit low, buddy. I haven't had a chance to actually speak to you, so...
Our dog has a lump on the back of his legs. We took him in to get it checked out, and it's actually cancerous.
Oh, shit, man.
Sorry to
Oh
hear.
man.
Yeah,
It's
sorry
gonna
to hear
cost
that, bud.
around $2,700 to $3,000 to remove,
Oh shit.
which we don't have.
Fucking hell, mate. It's really sorry to hear that, girl. That's horrible news.
Yeah. So it's
Mm.
hit me and my wife pretty good yesterday. But we're trying to look at it in a positive way.
You don't have pet insurance or whatever, because I think we get that over in the UK. Do you get anything like that?
No, considering I looked it up a while ago and even looked it up again here, it's almost as much as normal insurance for a human.
Oh.
I think the cheapest one I found was $150 a month.
Yeah, I think they are quite expensive, aren't they? That's a bloody nightmare, man.
And they don't cover pre-existing conditions, which
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
so even if I did get it, it wouldn't help for anything.
Well, no, it wouldn't now, because you'd have to say that you've found something, wouldn't you? Yeah, that's the trouble.
That wouldn't work because he's already been seen. So
Yeah. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, but it's
all good.
horrible. But,
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I don't know what to say. I just that is horrible news, mate. I know you must be distraught about that. So yeah, just hope you can stay strong, man. We'll have to try and think of something. The trouble is, it's so much money these days for things, isn't it? Like that's how much? $2,700 to have the operation.
That's the low end.
That's the low end as well. It's just untrue, isn't it?
Yeah. They gave me a quote here, and let me pull it up real quick. I have it in my email. So they gave me the low end and the high end. It's not that one. It is. Okay, it's bringing it up now. Low end 2731.15, high 2979.28.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's rough. I think you know everybody in the community. If you need anybody, everybody's here for you. So if
Thanks,
you need
guys.
to talk, just don't be scared to reach out.
Yeah,
Shit, my
buddy.
wife worse because she's had them for a good portion of her life. So,
How old's the dog then, Goob?
15, I think.
All right, so she's
Oh, wow.
quite old anyway. Then,
Yeah,
what sort of dog is it?
it's a black lab pit mix.
Oh,
I was going to
must
say
be
like
beautiful.
that's a pretty good age for a dog of any variety, isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause I remember I bought a collie. I think she was something like 15, 16, and she passed away. And my mum had another one. But certain breeds don't last as long, do they? Like bigger dogs, they might only last 8 or 9, don't they?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Great Danes.
yeah, things like that. But God, so sorry to hear that, Gabe. It's just terrible news,
Alright.
buddy. And I hope you can get through this one, brother. But yeah. Anyway,
We just found
guys.
that out yesterday.
So yeah, you've literally just found that out as well.
Yep. So we're trying to figure out our options right now. So
Yeah,
she's over at spending time with him at the mother-in-law's.
yeah. Is he actually showing signs of being ill as well? Then that come, do you know what I mean? Like you didn't just find a lump, or is he, is he not moving around as well and stuff like that?
We noticed last time we were there. I mean, he's always had the lump, but for a while, but we thought it was just maybe like,
A cyst or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
they just need to be drained. So we finally had the money to go take him in, because that alone was almost $300.
Really? Bloody hell.
So I took a small loan out just to cover that, and I figured, okay, to drain it would probably cost around $6 something, like they said last time. So I was like, got enough to cover it all. They took it, had the lab go review it, so that's all we were waiting on. So we could take him in and have it drained. And when they said that, I was like,
Yes, that's not the news you were after, was it, mate? But,
and I felt bad because I was the one that had to break it to my wife.
oh, right. She wasn't with you at the time, though.
No, she was at work.
Oh, bloody hell.
So have to move forward as best as we can.
Yes, we'll have a chat about it later, Goobs. If that's cool, buddy. But, unless you want to continue talking about it.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
I was going to say we can talk about it a bit later on, but we haven't said hello to Ryan yet, guys. So sorry to hear that, Goobs. But let's go on to Ryan. Ask him what he's vaping on, all of that jazz. Ryan's kindly agreed to come on the show on a regular basis as well. Everyone who's in chat, so really good news that is. So thank you very much, Ryan. If anyone hasn't seen Ryan on last week, he's an American dude, lives in the New York area. So I think they're about 5 hours behind. So it's probably something like 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon over there. So really good of Ryan to agree it. But anyway, dude, how you doing and what are you vaping on, sir?
Everything's good over here. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you very much for asking me to come on weekly. It's awesome. I really appreciate that. Appreciate the opportunity to
No worries, bud.
extend my channel out to the UK scene because I really admire the UK vape scene. So tonight,
No worries, buddy.
before I do my buffet, I also want to say my camera may be a little bit laggy because the internet is really shitty right now in my apartment.
All right, I did notice that actually, Ryan. Yeah.
So my camera might be laggy, but as far as my audio goes, that's
Yeah.
through my cell phone today. So you'll be able to hear me fine, and I'll be able to hear everything without lagging. But
That's cool.
if my camera lags, I can still hear you guys fine, and I'll still be able to talk fine.
That's brilliant. Thanks for letting me know, Ryan, because I was thinking it might be something to do with my stream. So
No, it's just my camera.
That's
because
cool.
My internet's bad right now.
but you can hear us and we can hear you, so that's the main thing. So everybody chat, if you see him frozen, don't worry about it, you can still hear. So
Yep. All right. So I'm vaping on the Rudder mod with the Aromanizer Plus tank, and shout out to Des Turner
Nice.
for this tank. I just got this in last night from him, and this is the biggest tank I have, and I'm enjoying it.
it's good, isn't it, Ryan? I've had that the last few weeks as well. The Plus.
Yeah, it's
awesome,
smooth.
isn't it? Isn't it smooth?
It's smooth, and it's got flavor. I was surprised at the flavor on it.
Yeah, for a 3-year-old tank, it's bloody good, isn't it?
Yeah. I got the spade, Yeehee spade with the Jenna.
You elitist bastard.
What?
You're just elitist.
Just ignore him.
Please. I'm just jealous, especially that blue. Jesus, it's gorgeous.
I got a cube mod, and I'm testing out this sub-ohm tank right now for the Drag 2 kit, so that video will be coming soon. I also got the FU edition SQ squonker.
You
with
are an
the-
elitist.
I'm just fucking Jesus.
So did you just come out of a vicious spade and then an SQ in the same sentence? Oh man, love it.
Casually.
The FU edition SQ with the Reload SRDA.
And a reload. Oh man, you're taking a mick now, right?
That's all.
What
It's
the
only.
cash he's holding.
It's not. I don't think the Reload is high end per se.
No, it's not. It is for the likes of me.
It's a little bit towards the high end.
Yeah, it's more than your £30 atty, isn't it? But,
Yeah, it is.
But no, I'm only joking,
and,
bud.
I also got the Keen mech mod with the Widowmaker RDA.
No, that's more like it. That's run of the mill.
And then for juices, I got this blue ribbon pie guy. One's a key lime pie, one's an apple pie. I also have some artist liquids. This is a pineapple orange guava. And I also have thought juice. This one's called the V. Also, shout out to the Vapery. I just got a sub from them, and shout out to anybody else who has subbed. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, very big love to all of you that have done that. That is awesome. So thank you very much for your buffet there, Ryan. Should I say what I'm vaping on? Because I think last week we skipped it and I had to try and get it in there. So let's see what I'm vaping on, shall we? We've got this is basically one of my go-to devices at the moment. We've got the Ed Zachary light, which is the K-Fun light replica with the Stratum style tube here, purchased from Nature Vape in the UK. Awesome tank and a nice little MOSFET mech tube with 3 clicks on, 3 clicks off. So you got a bit of what do you call it? A little bit of safety in it. It takes your 21s, your 2700s and 18650s, and you get a little adapter so you can change the height of that, and you can also put it into 24mm mode if you want to put your bigger tanks on. But this is my go-to mouth to lung setup at the moment. We've also got the iJoy Shogun with the Ocular by Twisted Messes and All Vape sitting on top. Now, the review for this, if I can get my arse in gear, because I am slacking, guys, I've got about 20 things to review that are all pretty new, and I've had them a while, and I just haven't had the time because I'm so bloody busy at work as well. Yeah, I haven't had the time to do it, but I've managed to get the download done for the Ocular today, so that should be up this week. But it is a tidy little RDA. I'm quite enjoying it, that particular one. We've also got another new thing here. Now, this is the Diesel RTA by, I think it's Ambitions, Vapor and Times Vape. We've also got the Mechman, what do you call this? The Rinko Mechman 228 device, which I have just reviewed on the channel, and I really like this mod. But the tank, it does come with bubbles, but this is like an acrylic. It's supposed to be like a plastic that doesn't wear out. But they didn't send me a acrylic tank, the bubble. So I emailed them and said, can you send me one? Because this has only got 2ml capacity, and it drives me nuts because it runs out of juice really quickly. But the flavour on it is really good. Now, I think this is the RTA that his Ambitions has been having a load of stick for copying the Rebirth or whatever. But I don't get involved with that. I think it's a good RTA. I can't see that it's identical, but I haven't got the Rebirth. But I don't think it deserves all that stick, but it tastes bloody good. I'm looking forward to getting the bubble tank because you'll have more capacity, and it'll mean that it should wick a little bit better. Because one thing I found with it, the deck is quite big with the chimney. There isn't a lot of room. Like, I'm vaping on 80% VG. There isn't. Sometimes I have to undo the cap to release the bubbles because otherwise sort of get a semi-dry hit. So I'm thinking if I've got that bubble glass on it, it might help the wicking. I don't know if anyone in chat's actually got the Diesel RTA who's experiencing similar issues, but that's that. We've also got this Sigelli, what's this called? Odu pod. This is literally tiny, and it's a really good little device. I've got some 6mm Jack Rabbit vapes, the Nature Vape stuff that I reviewed the other day in it, the Aniseed licorice sweets one. And it is actually a decent pod device. I've been taking
It's
this.
really good. I've reviewed that as well, and I actually keep that in my car like all the time.
Have you reviewed it?
Yeah, it's good. I had it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm for a pod. It is actually, you can take it down the road and you're satisfied, can't you? Because some of them are a little bit like shit.
Like the battery life isn't obviously amazing, but for what it is, when I first received it, I thought this thing's fucking tiny. It can't be good. It can't be, but it's actually surprisingly decent. It really is. It's like you said, I put in a 6 or a 9, and yeah, when you're out and about, nothing better.
It's awesome, really, isn't it? If you want to just take it down the road like for a crafty vape and you're driving or whatever else, which you shouldn't do really, but you know, the traffic lights, it's better than getting your, your Titan and your bloody.
Yeah, it is.
It looks a little bit more conspicuous, that does, doesn't it? So. Yeah. We've got that. We've also got the Aromizer light here as well, but I haven't got it on a mod at the moment. So, but we got, we're a bit in short supply today. But yeah, that's about it. But we've just had another person show up, Mr. Chris Lethal Coils. So
How we doing,
How
guys?
we doing, guys? That's the end of my buffet. So let's go on to Christopher. It is Christopher, isn't it? Or isn't it?
It is. I prefer Chris, but you can call me that if you must.
Hi, Chris. I just wanted to say hi. 'Cause I haven't actually spoken to you like one-on-one before. Well,
I
neither
know.
of them.
Hello, Vapester. How are you?
I'm like a secret fan of yours, and I'll go lie. Okay.
Oh, well, that I'm getting rosy in the cheeks, making me blush.
That's always good to hear, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. So yeah, what am I vaping on? Well, first up, I've got that Zenith from iJoy with the BTFC on top there.
Nice.
We've got the Voopoo Drag with the Hell Vape and Beyond Vape Hell Beast tank on top. We've also got the Dot Mod Dotbox 300 watt lipo with
There's
the
another
Dead Rabbit
Leas.
RTA and dual color drip tip on top. And then finally, the Beast, the overpowered 21700 stack tube with the Twisted Messes TM24 Pro on top. And for juice that I'm running on in the mouth lung tank, I've got some 24 milligram PB and Jam Monster strawberry Nick salt. And then I'm running some of this, some Sad Boy strawberry jam cookie and some blackberry jam monster.
Do you like jam by any chance?
A little bit. Little bit. Love my jams. And I'm drinking on some Bud Light tonight.
Bud Light.
Right,
But
cheers
that's
for that,
what I
bub.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you again for having me on.
That's all right, man. I didn't know whether you'd be on here because I noticed you were on Scots a minute ago, so I didn't know whether you've run out of internet or not, or whether.
No, not yet. Not yet.
So you're just getting sorted, were you having a quick bite
Yeah.
to eat or something?
Yes, sir. That was it.
Nice one. Right, so, oh dear. So yeah, so we have got some extra guests coming on later as well, guys. We've got Flatcap and we've got Scots Reviews and Morg. So this could be quite an interesting little stream we could have here. We've got a little party going on.
Have a little action.
But, I just want to have a look at chat because I'm rubbish at hosting and looking at chat. So we've got long road home in there. That's Morg. He'll be on a little bit later.
Morg.
AY so sad. Awesome seeing the stream going on. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, Ryan, me and you just seem to keep popping up on the same shows.
Yep.
So we got a few others in there. No one's really saying anything this way. So I think we can carry on then. Right. So Rob, you are the special guest on here. So you've already said a little bit about yourself and everything. So yeah. So you've been going. How long have you been going on your actual channel? Because you've got 4,000 subs, and it seems to be in quite a short space of time, doesn't it? But
Feels like fucking forever, but yeah.
how long's it been?
4,000 subs and you're a fan of mine?
Everyone's a fan of you, Lee.
What's
Around.
not to like?
That should be the other way around.
So how long have you been going then, Rob, on the channel?
I think I made my channel December 2015, and then I pretty much started beginning of 2016. So 3 years and a bit.
But you did have a little bit of unfortunate news, didn't you, a few months ago? Because I didn't know then. I'd never watched your channel at the time, but I did hear about people saying that you were struck off, much like Lethal had a bit of an issue with his channel. You couldn't do live streaming. You actually got yours totally wiped off the face of the earth for a while, didn't you?
I got kicked square in the dick by YouTube. They about 6 months ago. Yeah, they this is when they had their first like proper purge of vaping and also cannabis channels and everything like that. And it's the Smock Mag, and also I reviewed a CBD e-liquid.
Yeah, don't mention both those words again, no?
Yeah, yeah, tell me about it. And I think the liquid one got 3 strikes in the space of literally like a second, and it happened at midnight, literally like dead on midnight. So I was in bed, and I got probably like, I think 4 or 5 strikes, and it's a 3 strikes and you're out kind of system. So I woke
Fucking
up
hell.
to all these different strikes, and then your channel's been permanently deleted. And with YouTube, you can't email them, you can't call them, you can't contact them in any means. All you're given is a little button that says appeal. So I pressed that button, and then I got an email back after like a week or two that said, "Sorry, we reviewed your channel, and it breaks guidelines of it's not safe, and it's not this, and it's not that, and you've been permanently removed. Everything's been deleted." And so I was like, "Well, great."
Nice bit of consistency there, not with the YouTube as per normal then, yeah?
Yeah, and then just randomly, literally a month to the day my channel got deleted, it just came back to life, and they had a small little apology notice that said sorry for this mistake. But I think I lost 500-600 subscribers.
Yeah, so it wasn't the end of the world then, considering.
So I was just happy to have it back, because it's not just that. I had like 200 videos or something like that at the time, and
yeah,
all that time and effort to put into there.
oh, definitely, mate. It's
Delete all your videos too?
Sorry?
Did they delete all the videos too?
No, the videos in which they actually gave me the strikes for, they left on the channel. And I was like, holy shit. So I quickly deleted them myself before they take down my channel.
yeah.
Madness. But that was back then. I think I got about 2,500, dropped down to like just below 2,000. But I'm back to 4,000, got a million views the other day total. So it's all going good.
It is good, man. 1 million views is pretty special, actually, isn't it? I'm really impressed with that one, man.
Just that number. So I've got like a little. I made myself a like YouTube counter, and I've got it in the corner. And yeah, the number's so big it doesn't fit on the counter. So it's always nice to see.
No, that is an awesome achievement, man. Because I think I've got about 400 and something thousand, and I'm pretty over the moon with that. So like 1 million is just like a big number, isn't it? With anything. Crazy. So I think that's you deserve a pat on the back for that one, buddy. That's really good news.
Thank you.
Big love, Kentucky.
Mwah, to Lisa
Kentucky
in
Vapor, what's
chat.
going on?
Yeah, what's up, Kentucky? And I think Pud Puffs is in here. I said Pud Puffs right this time. How you doing, bud? Essex Vapor and the Vapory, right. Des Turner is in chat as well. He's now a spanner because I love our Des, and he can keep control of any guns on should we need it tonight.
Des is the man.
What's up, AVC? Kieran?
Des is awesome.
Cheers, pup. Fucking got it wrong again. What's up, Missy Adams? Nice to see you in chat. Yeah, so you've been going. The channel's been going about we're in 2019. I keep forgetting that now, but basically it was the beginning of 2016. But you did have a few months hiatus without you wanting to, basically.
Yeah, basically.
No worries, Des. Yeah, so that's cool. You must be over the moon, the fact that you've got back up over to 4,000 subs, and the channel seems to be growing in the right direction, Rob. Which is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. I have noticed that it was such a struggle getting back on your feet, because even now I still notice that my video still doesn't go out to all my subscribers. I still get messages all the time saying, "I'm subbed to you and I just don't see your videos anymore."
Well, don't they put the notification bell on?
Well, this is what I try and tell them. I was like, YouTube doesn't work. Subscribing's not enough anymore. You need to push that notification bell, and you have to do other things now.
Yeah, or actually search for your name like in there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just YouTube though, isn't it?
But the trouble is, a lot of people, myself included, I've got like hundreds of people I'm subscribed to. So sometimes that's the easiest way to do it, is to just type in their name and it will come up with their latest video, or at least come up with their homepage. So you just click on that and then you'll see what his latest video is.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's cool though, Rob. So it's really good you're on here. We've 20 to 9. We will be having Flatcap and go on a little bit later on, but should we have a little chat with Lethal? How are you doing then, bud? Not so good then, from what I hear earlier then, mate.
Yeah, no, it's stressful. I made a quick live from my phone the other day, just stating, internet issues with the company and finances and whatnot. But
How much is it, incidentally, Lethal, your monthly bill for
Probably
internet?
about 140 quid.
Is it? What, that much? What, is that including your phone line and everything, though, yeah?
No, just cable and internet. Just TV and internet.
Oh, right, yeah, because we don't have cable, because
Yeah.
cable is expensive over here, I think, as well.
Yeah, so it's $170 a month.
Bloody hell, I was thinking it'd only be about £15 or something.
Yeah.
And
That's what mine is, and I got a triple play package.
Yeah.
you what?
I got a triple play package. I got high internet, almost all
What's yours run a month?
around 170.
Jesus.
That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Is yeah.
'Cause
Your like subscription services in America in general are more money, like your phone bills and everything like that. That's obviously what the big difference is. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, because I think I'm paying about £35 for broadband and the telephone because I did a deal on them last time I upgraded. And I don't get cable, so I subscribe to Amazon Prime and Netflix, which are about a tenner each a month. So, do you know what I mean? But that's still only about 50-something pound, isn't it?
Yeah, and
yeah.
Adam's good idea, and that's something that we've already been talking about anyways. We're getting rid of the cable. We're just keeping the internet. We're going to get rid of the cable.
Yeah, so you can do that then, yeah?
Yeah, even still, we're already behind by quite a bit, so it could go off at any time, but for now, we've got it at the moment.
Can I just address something in chat real quick? Because it happens every live stream I go on.
He's like, I'm not Jack Whitehall.
Exactly. Everyone calls me something else. They say I'm so similar to someone else.
Who's that then?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what I can do, but literally people have said, I don't know, 20 different names that I sound like and look like. And I don't even know how that's possible because none of the people that I mentioned even look alike. So, what do I do?
That's cool, man. It depends what sort of people you look like, I suppose, doesn't it? But
oh yeah, that's it. There's some might be insulting, but I think Jack Whitehall's a funny guy. So
Jack Whitehall, all right, that's a cool one, man. Yeah, because I've had some things said about me who I look like and things, and some I don't mind, others not quite so good. But yeah, so Reverend said, "Nice." Carry on, Lethal.
I said, does it rhyme with yell end?
Yeah, fuck off.
No, that's what we think of him. We don't never say that to his face.
Look, Rob, I can remove you. All right.
I'm close to Oxford, round about that sort of area.
Middle England, for anyone else who's watching.
Yeah.
John Deering wants to know what recently released devices do you absolutely want to buy this year? For myself, as far as RDAs or RTAs go, I'm excited to get the Kelpie, and also it's not released yet. Well, maybe you have it if you were at the UK Expo, but I'm in the US, so I'm waiting on the Recurve Dual and also the Passages RDA.
I'll send it to him, Mike.
What's that?
Morg is looking for the link. One sec.
All right.
What types of things are you guys?
I have sent it to him in Twitter, Morg.
I'll send it to him in Discord.
I want the Kelpie and the topside dual. I would
You guys know where you're going to buy the Kelpie from? Like, because I know Vic was saying before that he doesn't even know about the US vendors yet who's going to be selling it. Is that going to, you guys know who's going to be selling it over there?
I know that I can't get it yet. Luckily, mine is coming from the UK.
Oh, okay. Fair.
So I got the hookup. Shout out to that person. Thank you very much.
Got the hookup. Talking about mods that are coming out or that you would want to buy, have you guys seen that Vapester is bringing out a new mod that kind of looks a little bit like the dot mod that Chris showed? I don't know, it looks kind of interesting. And apparently it's got like layers of panels. And one of the layers is like flame proof or heat proof. So I thought that was really interesting. It looks, something like that. So yeah, I think that's going to be quite interesting. And I don't know if you guys have heard about it or seen it, but it's going to be hopefully released end of this month, beginning of next. So that's one to look out for.
Is it gold by any chance, or have any gold in it?
It looks. Well, the outside is, I think it's like plastic layers, and on the very outside, the plastic is like a red black. It's like a red at the bottom,
Yeah.
black at the top, and it fades. It looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, I do really like that.
Oh, that's all right.
But yeah, just look, they've made it layered of different materials of plastic and different densities, and apparently, it absorbs heat very well and spreads it. So yeah, sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. That sounds interesting.
Yeah,
I know Vandy Vape and Tony B are coming out with that basically non-squawking dual battery pulse, basically.
Tony B's coming out with another product.
Yes,
is that all he does now? Is that he got a million ideas and he's just like, I'm just gonna make all of them?
It's a non-squonking. Basically, it looks like a pulse with dual battery, no squonk bottle, and the chipset is 100% waterproof. So the mod itself isn't waterproof like the Ages or the Jackaroo kit, but the chipset itself is. So if you were to drop it in like the toilet or something, it wouldn't be destroyed because the chipset will repel the water.
Well, you haven't seen my toilet. It's gonna be destroyed.
Oh, well, I wasn't speaking of other things. I was just speaking of water.
Any thoughts on the Yeehee SX Squonk, Curly Chews? Is that auto squonk thing, is it?
Yeah, that's the one that recognizes. But it doesn't... with auto squonk, what I feel it's done is what they say it is when the wick goes dry, it notices it and then pumps e-liquid. But what it actually does is every time you hit the fire button, it will send a little bit each time.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah, because someone at Expo said they had a drag on it and they got a dry hit, so obviously it isn't working very well.
Well, I can't see the longevity of that. That's what I'm really worried about, because all these things sound great on paper, but, I don't know, just a mechanism working 24/7, draining that battery and just continuously working. I can't see that necessarily being a long life product, but who knows?
How would you fill it up? Because that's the interesting part of any squonker, isn't it? Because that's normally the bit that annoys people, is refilling squonk bottles, or if you've got the top side, you can just do it from the top. But any other one I don't use anymore. I either use the top side, or I use drippers or RTAs, because I just do not like getting VG all over my hands all the time. It really annoys.
It's a little capsule that pulls out. It's like a little tray that you pull out from the bottom, and you can just drop. And then I think what happens is when you seal it, it creates a vacuum because it sucks the air out, and then that's how it forces up e-liquid gradually. But my favourite's the Rage. The Rage by Own Boy OC. I use that all the time as my go-to squonk.
Yeah, I've got a Rage, and my bottle was turned a funny colour, so I don't use it anymore. Yeah. And I'm not
mine did as well. I can't remember what type of e-liquid I used that made it go like that, but he sent me a couple of spares, and the other ones work fine. So I don't know what the original one that happened that actually came with it. Mine discoloured as well, and I can't get it back to a normal colour.
Yeah, so I'm not sure I got a spare. I don't think I did. So that is just now sitting in my drawer, not being used. So I do need to source some more bottles. But I did love using that. It's a bloody sturdy little device.
Just solid, isn't it?
Yeah. I know I've heard a couple of people that have said that theirs are packed up, but in general, I think they work really well.
It's like with any device, especially from Chinese manufactured, that if you treat it right, I'm sure it's going to last long. If you don't, it most likely isn't.
Yeah, and sometimes they just fail anyway. Sometimes, don't they? So.
Oh yeah. I recently, talking about failures, I don't know if you guys seen this, the Drag Mini.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mini pod, nanopod. Wait, Drag nanopod kit. That's what it's called.
Right.
This was sent to me dead on arrival, and then I watched Grim Green's vlog today, and his was also sent dead on arrival.
Oh, bloody great QC there then.
So it's worrying, isn't it? Especially with with these companies, especially, I don't know if you have this plan talking about it, but with these companies that have these fuckeries they do, especially with Vupu's past. You'd think that going forward, every product you would want at a very high standard to kind of put your name in a better place.
Well, yeah, especially if you're sending them out to reviewers, you'd make sure that they work, surely.
Exactly. It's what do you want me to say? when it's dead on arrival, I can't review it. And when you do send me one that eventually does work, I'm gonna have to kind of say they already sent me one and it didn't work. So right now there's a 50-50 chance that it might work, it might not. It's awkward.
Oh, Bear, can I ask the panel what their opinion is on women with big hands? You can ask us, mate. I'll put that on to the rest of the panel to answer.
Be careful what you find underneath.
So if they've got big hands, it makes me feel inadequate.
Yeah, big hands. Be careful what they've got under the skirt.
If they've also got a deep voice.
Yeah, you gotta look for that Adam's apple, man. Be aware. Be aware.
Oh, we're
What's
joined
up,
by a
Flatcap?
guy. Look at this guy.
Hello.
I think I have
Yeah.
trouble not
What's up,
staring
guys?
at him. It's just a good-looking dude, isn't he? Let's just bring that to the table straight away.
It's just a show full of good-looking men. How you all doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Ryan, is that a Saratoga Springs shirt you're wearing?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's
Where
where I
about
live.
live?
Saratoga.
You live in Saratoga. I used to live up by Plattsburgh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, hey,
Saratoga.
Flatcap.
How you doing?
I'm good, mate.
Good.
How are you? Everybody, this is Flatcap Vapor. He is now going to be a semi-resident in the SNL show from now on, which is
Got a
awesome
semi.
news.
Nice.
As
He's gonna-
always.
hopefully can make most of them, but if he can't for whatever reason, he won't be able to. But really good to have you on, buddy, and nice to see you.
Yeah,
So,
thanks, mate.
how you doing? What you vaping on tonight, brother?
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I just want to say thanks to you, Mike, first of all, obviously, for having me on as a semi-resident. Hopefully I'll be on pretty much every week. It's only, the odd occasion.
Well, yeah, you've got a family and that, so I understand, mate.
Yeah, don't worry about them. they're all asleep now. What am I vaping on? I've gone proper random today. I'm having a silly day. I've had a mad day with the kids, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to mess around. So I've got the Wasp Nano RTA
Ooh,
on top of the Inikin Plexar, which is a 21700.
that looks quite nice, actually. Black and white.
Proper random. I've got the Drop Dead RDA on top of the Coil Art Made version 2 stacked.
Bloody hell.
In that, I'm trying out this Vaporable. They've sent me their ice cream range,
Yeah.
and I'm on the Neapolitan.
That's
Ooh,
strawberry,
right.
chocolate, and vanilla, isn't it?
Yeah.
All mixed
So-
together, though. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've only literally just set it up, and it's all right. But they sent me they sent me quite a few to try it, so that's good. And last but not least, I'm on. Now, bear with me. I'm vaping on.
What sort of build you got in that stacked mech, by the way?
The Vaptio Super Cake.
You absolute nutter. I think we need to do a new top clouds card for that, mate.
It's not working.
Oh, that was an anticlimax, Mud.
See?
Those pesky kids.
Oh, nice.
Nice
Yeah.
one, buddy. You are a nutter, aren't you?
Told you I've been with the kids all day, so yeah, they're messing around.
What's that mask of then?
Well, I bought when I
Burglar.
when I was very early on, when I got sent the Super Cape to review, I was like, oh, I've got to do something silly. So I bought this mask thinking it's just like a superhero mask, and I put a Vaptio sticker on it.
Oh, right, yeah.
And
sweet.
then I realised I looked more like a bank robber with it on than an
Yeah.
actual superhero. So yeah, that went in the bin.
You could be the villain in the movie.
Yeah.
See? Can't catch me, copper.
The build, Mike, in the stacked.
Yeah.
It's just a Clapton dual. I don't know what it is now, but it's about 0.35.
Yeah,
So
so nothing crazy then.
No,
But
it's nothing.
What's
too
that hitting like? Quite hard, I expect.
Is that the mage?
Yeah, you get
Yeah,
some
those
nice
two.
clouds there, aren't you? I've never used a stack tube before.
No
What?
need to buy.
Yeah, you have to.
No.
You do have to obviously behave yourself with a build, but
I don't use mechs very often, Ryan, at all, mate. So
Oh, okay.
I've never had a stacked to even try out. So
The power of a stack. There's nothing else like it.
oh man, it's just the delivery, isn't it? It's just the whole
yeah, I was going
delivery.
to say that looked like that was pretty much instant you were getting there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm on the little Hexa V2 as well. Lovely little pod kit.
With the lanyard, yeah.
Yeah, I just use that to block the airflow because otherwise it's a bit too loose.
Oh right.
Yeah, works all right.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
found.
that's it.
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Can I just say though, it's real good to Rob finally see your face and actually interact. And Ryan, you too, buddy. It's good to actually speak to you guys for the first time, really.
Thank you. You as well. I saw you in chat last week, but it's good to put a face to the name now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cheers, buddy.
Oh, Mrs. Flatcap's in chat. Hello, Mrs. Flatcap. Nice to see you.
Cheers.
I don't want to talk to Flapcap while we have him on. Okay.
You're not going to talk to me.
Yeah, no, I'm going to talk to you. I want to talk directly to you and ask you a question if it's okay.
No.
Fire away. Fire away.
So you've done these cards, okay? First off, I want to say it's a little pervy, okay? I'm not calling you a pervert. I'm just saying that's something that a pervert would do. Okay. Second, the face you chose for me. Out of all the videos I have, out of all the vaping faces I've made, I mean, you did a good job. Fair enough.
I literally, I was messing around one evening, and I thought I want to do something silly. That's just the way I am, and I spent about an hour or so just clicking through. So, like for example, I went on your channel. I just clicked a random video, and that was, scroll forward to your face, and that was it. Screenshot, bang, find it.
You've made me really self-conscious about vaping now, especially when everyone said about it. I was like, I didn't even realize. Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, that is a dude chugging on a dick.
Everyone who's watching, this is Top Clouds. This is a Top Trumps that we used to use when we were kids. So Gaz thought it'd be a good idea to create some cards for Top Clouds for all the different reviewers that he could think of. And yeah, so that's what they're talking about. So he gave us all ratings for sex appeal and stuff like that. But he was saying the sex appeal isn't necessarily for the person, but the actual look of the cloud, allegedly.
I don't think it's the person.
I can't be the one.
Mine's worse, so.
I can't be the one to distinguish how sexy a person is. It's purely on when they're vaping how sexy they look. That's the idea.
Fair enough,
It's a bit
buddy.
hard I should probably ditch that one because a few people got upset about that. I won't mention their name.
Well, I was ranked very high, so I'm okay with this.
And the Goober did as well.
Yeah, he did. I think he topped the Trumps actually, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I was on watching Kieran and Morg earlier, and Morg specifically requested a card. So when he comes on, I'll show him his.
Nice.
Oh, what do these cards look like?
So I'll give you an example.
You have to do Ryan one as well now, Flat.
Oh,
Don't
God,
show mine.
It's never going to end. Never
Okay,
gonna-
Lethal.
Don't
So
show
basically, Ryan, do you know Top Trumps? Heard of Top Trumps game?
I didn't know.
Well, basically, like you get like Top Trumps cars. So it'd be like a load of different cars. There'd be an image, for example. There'd be an image of a car, and then there'd be ratings: top speed, 0 to 60, blah 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 blah. So I've done a Top Clouds version, and then
and used
they're
to
the
play each other as a kid
80,
with them.
sex appeal 80, nice. That's a sexy man. I personally would have gone higher, but that's just me. That's my type.
remember Rob. That's based purely on how he looks when he's vaping. It's not like
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, guys. We all know what it's really about.
Oh yeah,
rebuild
awesome.
Ryan.
sexy clouds.
What's up, WGD Vapes in the house? At least before I'm good, I'll bring you some more absinthe next time for you and MF Vape. But I'm now teetotal, actually, Dwayne, so we'll let someone else drink that.
I've heard the stories.
Oh, you've got one for rebuildable there.
Yeah, I haven't finished it. It's a bit bendy.
Nice.
He's got
Oh, what the
Ryan.
hell?
Oh, we share the same sex appeal.
I didn't see. When
Two sexy men right
Did it
there.
crash?
did you start that?
A couple of weeks ago.
Can I have a look at
Really?
mine and Goobers again, please, Gaz, as well?
Hold on.
How many you got now? About 50.
Mike's like, I feel left
No,
out.
I
since the
feel
last-
butt hurt being left out here, Lee.
No, since the last show, I thought I'm gonna ditch these cards because I'm gonna get in trouble.
What's the sex appeal then?
72.
72. What? And Goober got 87. Let's have a
Oh,
look
what?
at his.
That was just
Ubers was a misprint.
Yeah, it should have been
Misprint.
27. Yeah.
if I'm honest, I'm a bit of a softie, and I felt a bit sorry for him because I basically gave him like real low numbers and everything. So I've got to give him some points somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
Where's
See,
the-
mine's worse.
Where's the cloud then?
What's the clouds?
Well, it's literally just below his mouth.
Oh yeah, you can just.
Ah, come on.
My
Zero.
ink covers it up.
But it does look like a penis, I suppose. So I suppose there is a bit of sex appeal.
That's the man that knows. Okay.
Are you sure you're looking at the cloud and not the top of his head?
Andy, yeah, 10 below Goob. Yeah, I need some work on my cloudage, mate. Maybe
it's
I
all a
need
bit
to get
fun.
I need to get a stacked Mac.
Stick Mac.
What do you
Just
call them?
got to blow out
Stacked
the
Mac.
camera.
Mac.
Like deception.
I better turn my wattage up a bit more or something like that.
Oh, it's all a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's
jokes.
that's an awesome idea.
It is,
I knew
isn't
Bob
it?
would be upset though.
Sorry?
I knew you'd be upset.
Upset? No, I thought it was funny. I really did. And I thought, obviously, I'm a great looking guy. So 99% of the time, I'm just going to look.
Yeah.
So I thought that 1% where I'm not, it's got to be shown.
I caught you. I caught you at your worst.
Let me see his card.
Yeah,
Oh,
only
we don't
72
need to see
lease.
the card. We've seen the. I mean,
I think Dean Devil Vapor said you're in the ready to receive pose.
Oh,
yeah, he would know as well. That dirty boy.
oh, really? That's not a bad pose. What did you get for sex appeal there? 86.
86.
Yeah, I am a little bit. I'm not happy with 72.
Wait, what did my cloud
You
read?
have to work on your pose.
Oh,
Blusher on.
Anyway, it looks like the inseparable duo are back. We've got Scots.
they're attached at the rectum.
We've got Scots Review and Just More Creations who've joined in. Anyone in chat
Howdy.
doesn't know these two?
has
Scots
changed
is
as well.
a fellow YouTube reviewer with about how many now? 9,500 subs.
9,000 yeah.
We've got Just Morg. He designed my new logo and that. So
138 subs.
and he's got 138 subs. I keep forgetting he's got his own channel, Morg has. All the links for everyone in here should be below my video if I did my homework correctly earlier.
I saw, and everyone is. I did double
They
check.
are, though. Yeah. So that's
did
what I
your
was
research
fucking
on
about
everyone.
with when I didn't want to go on your show earlier, Scots, because I knew I had shit to do. So,
No worries, don't worry about it.
but no, you should be inviting me as a solo person on a Wednesday so I can have a proper chat with you.
Yeah,
How about
yeah.
that? Eh?
Yeah, we're definitely you're on the list. There's like 3 or 4 people I would love to have on, but you're definitely one of them.
No, that's fine, mate. I just thought it was for me doing this whole show when I'm hosting it. I just didn't want to have to do 2 hours before and try and get it all ready because you know what I'm like. I'm a fucking stresshead. So
Yeah.
I just thought it'd give me a little bit of time. I'd rather do it on the midweek if we're going to do it at some point, man.
Yeah.
So, but
There's
anyway,
a party, I know. Look at all the faces in here.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Look at us. We got a little mini party going on here, 8 of us. But how are you doing then, Scots? We'll pick on you first, bud. Tell us what you're vaping on.
So I've got 2 setups on the go, both RDAs. I've just built a new
Cheers,
one there,
Andy.
but I've got the Ocular Org Vape and Twisted Messes Ocular RDA. I quite enjoy it. It's very airy though. Like, hey, there you go, that one.
What's
Really
the
trips
tip?
are-
Yeah, you've got. Well, I knock off at least one of the airflow holes on either side. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I've got all of them open right now, but
Yeah,
that's
I've got like a
What's your
really
tip?
kind of like super low profile tip on
Ooh,
this
weird.
one, just because I like the low profile tips. That's on the Org Vape Juga Foxy. So that's like a full fucking Org Vape setup there.
That's a great
Uh,
mod, isn't it?
I love it. It's great.
Yeah, when it
The
works.
Wrinkle Manto X, which is the small dual weight in 650. I don't know. This one.
What's that
It's just this
hit
one.
like? Because this one I've got is really good. The Mech Man. It's a really good little mod.
This one I've actually put a fresh build in this, and I've put it in bypass, and I've got a dual VP dam build in here. It's at 0.12. That's what it's reading at right now.
Yeah.
And that's in the Bonzer RD with yet another one of those kind of like low profile tips, but it hits pretty hard.
Let's put this in bypass.
I want that white drip tip for this one.
That's the second one. The first one I had there. Yeah, the bypass it kicks ass.
Yeah, it did in this one actually, because I don't normally use bypass because I'm a little bit of a pussy. I tend to I like a relaxed vape because I'm an old man. Do you know what I mean? I don't always need like 1,000 watts, but
Yeah.
it is nice now and again to have a nice bit of a kick. So
Yeah, that's what I've got on the go.
Jad UK said, "Can we get subtitles for the Northern lads?"
Wow.
I got a question for UK people. Do Does like
Flatcap.
myself or Lethal or Goober, do we sound like rednecks to you guys?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saying that though, I've got a lot of family and friends in America, so I'm used to. I get all the accents.
I think I can you can distinguish accents, but I couldn't tell you where that accent's from.
Yeah. Same.
Get me pissed off. You could tell I'm from Boston.
As soon as you said that, though, that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, I'd say Boston and New York accents are similar, with the exception of a few words.
You're New York, aren't you, Ryan?
He's in New
Yes.
I would have never guessed you're from New York, though.
Yeah, because Mike Vape sounds a little bit different to that, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Mike is
you don't
Mike
really
is
have an accent, Ryan. To be honest with you.
because I'm farther upstate. That's why
Mhm.
Right.
I'm not in the city.
What's
Oh.
up, Steve? Slave
Ambition.
for red
Mike.
reviews, mate. Sorry, I was just saying hello to someone who highlighted my name in chat.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks for tuning in, Slave. Right, we haven't asked Morg, so I think we should do. We're going to ask him what he's vaping on now. So how you doing, Morg? Nice to see
I'm
you,
all right.
mate.
I'm all right, Mike. How's you, everybody?
Good,
Hey,
mate.
everybody. Right now I am vaping on the I'm gonna say it again. Kieran's gonna laugh. I'm vaping on the YI-Man 2. Jesus. With the Hermetic RDA on top of that. I have a Drag Mini with the very, very nice
Haku
one.
Venom.
Yes, that is the very.
What do you think of that Tesla Y then?
I love it.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
I love it. It's a really good mod. And I have the running in bypass. I have the Asvape Michael with a Bonzer on top with a 0.4 build, and it's running on bypass at 8.4 volts, and it kicks ass.
I always wanted
8.4 volts. Jesus.
Yeah, it just
Slave for red.
this thing just like fog shit up.
I just want to read out what Flatcap wrote a minute ago, actually. He gave everyone in chat a little question.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? Out of 100, best background go. Pav's just said 65 for MF Vape. What does he say? Good impression of Todd with the background. Suck on that.
There's a clear winner. I went through all this effort.
Philly Vape, you're gonna love the Venom, man.
I need to get some like pliers and that hanging up here,
Hey.
don't I? So.
I like Gaz. He's got a bit of mood lighting going on there.
I got a Battle Royale poster and a V for Vendetta poster. Come on, guys.
Mate, I'm just in my garage.
I'm just in my living room. You can fucking tell he's in a couch in the background.
I think UK Vapster's got to win with that, man.
Yeah, I would say UK.
I'd fucking hope so. I mean, I took all that time and effort and money to make this happen.
I don't know though. Morg's hoodie is just attracting my attention
That's
constantly.
all I'm looking at as well.
Yeah, my hoodie.
He had a different hoodie on like 20 minutes ago.
Yes, it did. Yeah. Imagine
You
that.
got Watofo on the hat and this hoodie. It's really bizarre, man.
Why? Why is it bizarre? It's a no fear hoodie. It's phenomenal.
Oh,
It's
no
like
fear, is it? Right.
Yeah, it's a no fear one. Yeah.
Must admit, I do like Goober's little background now. It looks pretty awesome.
No, that's sick. Yeah, that is sick.
With the lightsabers there.
Can you do custom ones, Goober, and just have like loads of your faces just behind you? So we don't think it's actually yours.
I've got it. No, I've got it. Have you seen the picture of Bill Belichick when it's like Bill Belichick happy, sad, and stuff like that? I have Goober happy, sad. This one, it's all exact same. The exact same.
Not the same expression.
Exact same expression at the back.
No, Belichick doesn't do that well.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, look.
That's why he's a good coach.
Right?
Yeah,
Don't show no emotion.
Nope.
Yep.
The hoodie.
Right, so you've done your little setup. I have got a battery now, and we've got the nunchaku here with the aromizer light on top. But this is a gunmetal one, so I've gone for a little bit of mismatch here as well. Flatcap. But it's not a bad little single core RTA, this one. So the review will be up in the next 3 months when I get round to doing them, because I've got so many in the queue.
Did you get any other colours, Mike?
Yeah, I got the stainless, which would look good on this.
I've got stainless and black, but that gunmetal looks like the nicest.
It is nice. I must admit, for a gunmetal, I'm very impressed. I just haven't got a gunmetal mod, but it looks good on a black mod.
Now I'm just disappointed that I don't have one.
Yeah, well, no, it's I'm just happy that Steam Crave is sending me over stuff now, but I must get on with reviewing something, because the Glas V2 is the only thing I reviewed, and that was one I purchased myself. This little beast here, which is
that's
still
nice.
my favourite tank
Done
for
more than I
flavour. Yeah, I will need to get round to reviewing one, and it's probably the Plus is going to be the first one. I've got the. Have you got that RSDA thing as well? The humongous Glas 2 1.1 or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
The RDSA.
I think I
Yeah,
reviewed that already.
yeah, I've got it. I'm not really a fan of RDAs anyway. Well, I do. I don't mind 24s, but I'm not an avid fan of 30mm ones.
Yeah, it's hard to find anything that really fits on it. I've got a few things,
Yeah.
but
I've got the
they're just
drone.
big.
Well, I've got the Wild Wolf, which would fit it, but it's all right. It's all right, the flavour, but it's not as good as some of my smaller ones. So I prefer the tanks that they do, the Glas V2 and the Aromizer Plus, and that. I am a tank man anyway, tank wanker, whatever you want to say. So
Yeah, they're solid.
about the subtitles, I get lost in the sauce in here a lot, but everyone is cool as shit, so I hang around. Nice to know, Philly.
Anyone wants to know that's what it's actually
Goober, when you raise
like.
your right shoulder, you look like a Dutch hooker selling your tushy from a window.
That was fantastic. That comment.
Nice.
That I believe that's for a different show. This ain't the roasting of Goober again.
No, that'll be in about another month or two.
We do like a good roasting of Goober.
Yeah, that was the first video. The first video I ever watched of Goober was him roasting, and I was like, "This guy's fucking awesome."
That's the second one I actually have done.
That was the first video I've ever seen of you. Was that video?
That's
And I
all.
was like, subscribe.
He can take it, man. He can take it. He can just roll with it.
Life's too short to get caught up and get upset about what other people say.
Exactly, especially on the fucking internet.
Oh yeah, you can say that again.
Scots, what colour's
Actually,
your
I
drip
got my
tip
first troll today.
on that ocular? Did yours
the
come
ocular-
gold?
Yeah, mine's got the gold band right, the original one.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No,
I thought it was alright because if you've got it on this and this has got the gold like Druga logo, it kind of matches that.
Yeah,
But if you run it on anything else, yeah, that's why I swapped it out. To be honest.
yeah. I think I might have to. There you go. I've got the green one on the Shogun, so that's a little bit better.
Oh, is it a separate ring like on the Hell Vape drip tips, or is it?
no, it's not. It's fixed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the of it. You've got black on bottom, that's actually fixed in place, man.
Oh, right.
I
Just
tried to go matchy, but not really.
fucking flinged it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. It works.
Oh, is anyone drinking or anything? I see that Kieran's got a bud, like the biggest bud in the world. But
That's not that big.
Lethal's got a Bud
No,
Light.
this is
How
just
small
normal
is
size.
Kieran?
I'm just really small.
I was gonna say, how
No
small
bottle.
is Kieran in his hands? That bottle is huge. I got some Bud Light.
That's the economy size one, of course. Yeah. It's so we haven't got to get up and go to the bar every so often and get a beer. Just buy
yeah,
one of the
that's
big
actually a
ones.
really.
I like to think of the big bottles as the non-Brexit ones. Get the small cans; they're the Brexit cans.
Is that your lunchbox?
It's a cooler.
Ham sandwiches. Oh.
Have my beer right next to me.
It's like, I think my wife's in chat. I'll just message her and get her to send something in for me.
Seems like everyone's got their other half in chat.
There we go.
Slave for red.
me.
My subjective only real comedy ocular is the drip tip. Everything else is awesome. I think it's a decent RTA. Yeah, RDA.
No,
It's not
good.
knocking me out the park, but it's pretty good.
My wife
Dad, you're
does.
not wrong, to be honest, mate. You're not wrong.
Eh?
He
Do you
said
know
I
what
was
I mean? But that's what I find with a lot of RDAs though. They're all pretty good, aren't they? So
Do you find that's an issue nowadays, especially everybody who review all the reviewers obviously casting right now? With reviews in general, especially nowadays, do you feel that everyone's just up their game and it's actually quite hard to
Yeah.
review because there's so many good like RDAs, RTAs, and it almost feels like every review you're doing now, it's like
It's
this
like
is also good. This is also great for flavor.
yeah, and it's very hard because people say, "Oh, is it better than that?" And I don't often compare. I would just say what I think of that particular one because the only way you can do it is really like I did at the end of the year. I got a load wicked up and then tried them all together, but they all give slightly different notes and stuff like that. So you can't just.
Yeah.
It's very subjective.
Yeah.
But you know, every one gives you a different sort of experience, doesn't it? But the Ocular is good. If it was, if I didn't have many RDAs and I had that, I'd be very pleased with it. Like, it's just that I've got so many. I'm just thinking it hasn't really brought anything new to the table for me, apart from it's got bloody big screws which aren't going to strip, which is a real good plus.
Yeah, I mean, you could use a spanner on those.
Yeah, you could. It's like,
yeah, anything on them. Literally, they're really good. How do you find building on it though? Because obviously,
Fiddly when trying to seat both coils.
trying to get jewels in there and try and fiddle them in.
It's all right.
I had to use I've got little coil rods. I had to put a coil rod through one, balance that on the deck.
Doing it live on camera was a bit of
coil rods the same diameter, and you don't have all the tools necessarily. It can be a fucking little fiddly thing.
If you're doing it trying to record, which I found out earlier tonight before I came on air, it was quite tricky because
I've patched it. I'll just unbox it. I'll unbox it and be like, hey, if you want to watch someone build it, go watch somebody else.
Kieran, that is what I do every fucking review, bud. Literally, I'm like, I've already got a build in there. That's what it looks like.
Lance K, evening, buddy.
If you're buying RDAs, you probably have already owned one, most likely, and you probably know what roughly what you need to do. So I try and go in general. I don't want to waste too much time, basically saying the same story 1,000 times. But this one, it's a little bit fiddly.
It reminds me of the good old days when kind of RDAs and that, it used to be kind of like the old velocity styles was just two posts.
Yeah.
And you had to get, it reminds me like they go back in the day, like the old Kennedy, the original Kennedy when that first.
Yeah, the triple post. Well, obviously
the triple post
shared.
Yeah.
I fucking hated them days. These feel like they're back, and I'm like, oh no, come on.
I just find because you've got two holes you're sharing, it is a little bit more fiddly, and it's not as easy as using. I thought the Velocity's got the two holes on either side, one at the top, one at the bottom, so it is easier to use the Velocity.
Yeah, but the triple post ones are great for doing quad builds though. If you get a quad build in there, you can put a quad coil build in there. They've got two on each side.
The Bonza deck's a good example of a deck which is pretty easy to build on. How it's got the drop clamp design, and 100%. Each coil lead has its own hole. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like this Ocular there, you're sharing it like with the Rebirth and that. So you do need to be a little bit more experienced. If it was your first RDA, I think you'd think, what the fuck. You know what I mean?
Well, I was like that when I first got the Goon. When I got the Goon 1.0, I was like, what the fuck are these clamps? I was like, what's this shit? Where's the screw holes?
Anywhere where you're sharing posts is instantly a trickier deck to build on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's that's
but the good thing is though, you can get them in the middle though, can't you? Like if you because they've got really big holes in this Ocular. If you get them like each lead on top of one another, it means you haven't got. It's easier to wick because like with the ones like the Peerless and that and the Bonza, you sort of have one over to the left and one top middle.
Yeah,
and vice versa. So it does interfere with you putting your cotton in. Whereas, like what who's that at the top? Vapester's showing us. If you get them sharing the post, you can get the coils right in the middle. So it's a piece of piss once you've got it in there to wick them, isn't it?
Oh yeah, super easy.
Yeah, the Cheetah 2 had a better deck though because I had the actual post holes the other way around. Had the slits the other way around of the round holes.
What, like the recoil having on the outer one, the higher one?
Yeah. Because when you had it on the higher one, when you put the coil in, it was flat straight away. You didn't have to tweak it or anything.
Yeah.
It was just straight in. It was flat. It was so good.
Well, unless you've got it wrapped the other way round. Oh no, it's
still the same. Unless you do it the other way around. Yeah, but yeah. That's always the problem.
I appreciate the small things on RDAs as well. Like when you get it out of the box and the O-rings are just perfect for the cap. Like the Bonza just it comes off easy and then.
Yeah.
Did you find that with the Ocular though?
No, the Ocular
was the bottom O-ring.
Stiff as fuck.
Yeah.
It falls off every fucking time.
It's grinded. I mentioned it during my Ocular review as well. Like if you look along the bottom, there's like chunks of O-ring. The top cap is like tearing.
Yeah, it tears it. I remove it. I've got it in there for the review to talk about, but I've actually removed it and it works fine, no leaking, especially in swamp mode. So that bottom O-ring you don't really need. It's so much easier.
Yeah, my one kept falling off as well, but I've just noticed I've got all nicks out of my O-rings as well because I was saying the tolerances of this, it's so tight, it pisses me off. In fact, it's too tight in my opinion.
There's a few of them where I've had to take off the secondary O-rings on them.
Same. That's just a little trick. Obviously.
But when I first screwed this in, I put the top cap on. I tried to take it off for the first time, and the O-rings weren't they weren't greased up with a bit of liquid or anything. I thought I was going to rip the whole 510 out of the
no, I did as well, Kieran. Exactly that. So I haven't actually done my top bit yet, but I will be saying all of this because, yeah, it's got a few niggles to it, especially with a modern RDA. You don't expect to have it being that much of a. It shouldn't be that hard work.
I actually did that. I managed to rip the 510 out of a Cylon, Smart Cylon. I actually managed to rip the 510 clean out of it. Yep.
For me, the difference between a vertical post RDA and like the drop in, like the rebirth that shares, you cut the leads on the rebirth, either the RTA or the RDA prior, and then you can just drop them in and you just force them down and tighten it up.
That's why that cut tool.
And the thing that pisses me off with the vertical decks that shares leads is you're trying to get both of them to the perfect spot, and then they both got to stay there at the same time. It's like you need a third hand to be able to tighten it down.
You've got to get 2 screwdrivers through, and it's like you sit there with 2 screwdrivers and then put. Oh.
Yeah.
And things like that. That's what put people off from drippers. It's just a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
I saw a question.
The Goat RDA, sorry, is such a good idea. That it has the pre-built deck that you literally just screw on. That already has everything already made.
I saw a question in chat. Somebody said, I forgot who they were asking, to get into rebuildables, what would be recommended as the easiest thing to get into? I don't know if you saw the GOAT where the deck just screws right in, and then if you want to do your own coils, you can get the Dead Goat deck and start doing your own coils.
Yeah.
Or if you're trying to stay away from the GOAT and you want a full on just regular dripper, I'd say as far as overall drippers, the Drop Dead is a fairly easy build in Wick. And
or the recurve or something if you want a single core, that's pretty easy.
Anything that's got a velocity style deck that's what I always recommend to any starter, because that's the first deck when I first started. I obviously had decks before it was even invented, but when it first came out, I found that the easiest, and it helped me build a lot better. So I'd always recommend that for a starter.
Velocity is really old now, though. Not many people use it.
The Wasp Nano as well, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about cutting the leads. You can do that at the end. So you just split the coil, stick them in, and cut them right at the end. So it's
Drop Dead deck.
Personal favorite, the OG recoil.
If you're going to be using a poster's deck, though, such as the Drop Dead or anything, where the posts are basically on the bottom and you have to make sure your legs are at the right height, it's a very good idea to get yourself one of these.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I still think that the original
different colours.
The original drop is really good because you can just basically put the coil in and then you've got enough room to get underneath and just go snip if you need to.
Yeah.
Another one. Too easy.
The drop, you can do, yeah.
What the coil is it, boys?
The MF Vape Yup does that as well.
Yeah, okay, go on. Whip your coilies out.
The coilies it. Go ahead.
I don't have a coily, so...
He's got
the coily is my eyes.
I use them all the time. I used it on the ocular as well, because if you're sharing a post, like what Ryan said, you trim your legs first and then put them in the middle, and it just means it's easy, because otherwise they get interfere with the other coil, don't they, when you're snipping them.
Rob, I saw you button him up. Has he not sent you one yet?
Nah, not yet.
I haven't got one.
Oh, mate.
I haven't asked or spoken to anyone about it.
Have you got a silver one, Gaz?
Oh, that's nice.
Make me jealous, boys.
Nice. How much do those sell for?
Simon Martin, you're an absolute legend. I got this through today.
Not expensive. They're not expensive.
I need one.
They used to be £5.99, and if you want to personalise one, they're about £10.99. But I think they may have gone up slightly, but they're still less than £10 or £15, something like that. But check out the Facebook page, Facebook group on Facebook. Simon Martin is the owner and founder of it.
Brilliant idea, and I definitely recommend that to any starter.
I use it all the time, and I'm not just. I could do it by eye, but it just if you're using a postage deck, it's just easier because you get it 6.5mm, whatever you're doing, and it means you just drop your coils in, tighten it down, and it just makes it a lot easier. Because I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't need that," and this, that, and other. But as a reviewer, it's saved me a lot of time, so I think it's an awesome product.
The thing with being a reviewer is it allows you, without having anything to measure, it allows you to tell people like, this is what I clip my leads at.
Yeah, recommendations and that.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I have one that came in a Vandy Vape dripper, but I'm not going to show that on camera because it's a knockoff, and I feel like it's copying that. So.
And I know that when you're talking about the black one, because that's what I was using for a long time until I got the coily.
Yeah, but it wasn't very good because there's a lot of play in that one, that Vandy Vape, because I did try it. But the only thing that was good about it, it was much like a velocity deck. So if you've, because the only thing with the coily, you have your measurement
Get
there.
a Carl Master one, Sloppy.
The with the Vanity Vape one, you had sort of 2 rows for the same thing. So if your legs are obviously offset like that on your coil,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? It went in easier, and that's one thing I think I mentioned to Simon. If I haven't done, I am mentioning it now. That was one thing that I thought was actually good about it. But the rest of it, the holes were too big, so it meant it was a little bit inaccurate. Whereas the coily works perfectly.
Yeah.
And obviously he's the innovator, and we want him to do well out of it because he's ploughed a lot of money and time and effort
It's
into
award-winning as well, so that speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That was it. Best accessory at Vapor Expo, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
lovely
won the
chap.
Vapor Round Awards. He won the best accessory in a recent Vapor Round Award. So well done to Simon. I think that was of anyone who deserved one, it was Simon for that. So awesome news.
Yeah, he's a nice chap as well.
Wow,
Lovely chap.
there's
He is.
available Ryan Coily tool on its way to you with the other. Damn.
Ooh.
I want one.
Yeah,
Neil
the coil-
Cousins, Coily is a legend. What's up, buddy?
Oh my god.
Kieran,
Des,
But
my ex-girlfriend had a Coily. Does that count? Sorry.
what?
I see the Vapor is just about the Alpha 3. I was going to mention that. This Alpha 3 bottle opening tool. Has anyone got one?
No.
No, I don't.
How did you get hold of one of them, Flat? Or haven't you?
No, I haven't got one. No.
Yeah, because apparently they were at
I
Expo.
got a
but
Vape Wild one.
I
I got a
didn't-
Vape Wild bottle opener and it's shite. It's made of plastic and it feels like it's going to snap every time you use it.
They had them at Expo, Gaz, but I didn't know about them, so I obviously didn't get one.
neither. Yeah.
But I've been trying a bottle opener recently, which that does work pretty well. But it's just the Alpha thing's got that extra sort of bit like that in it. Makes it a lot easier.
I just use my teeth.
Yeah.
What is that?
There you go. Wayne says he's got a spoon. Yes, that's all you need.
There
No.
goes a spoon.
It's a clever idea because, like I say, for people who have, like, I don't know, dexterity issues and problems, that kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
a
it
handy
is.
little
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, it is. I'd be very happy to try it out. I'm going to put a video up on it. Fact. Yeah, the Vapory. I did actually subscribe to him the other day. Is he? He's from Liverpool, I think, aren't you, Vapory?
Yeah, he sounds like he's from around there. Yeah.
I don't want to offend you if you're not from there, but it did sound like you had a Scots accent. But he seemed like a nice dude. I don't get a lot of time to watch reviews, but he commented on one of my videos, and I clicked on his profile and saw that he had a channel, so I subbed to him. And he's got a few hundred subs, I think, getting on for 1,000, if not more. So, yeah, check him out.
Nice.
Right, Pam.
so I saw
Oh, let's carry on, mate. Come on,
somebody in chat was asking about a good ohm reader, and I know I have a couple of them. I wanted to get everybody's opinion on that and on the panel because I've invested into a couple decent, a decent one and one good one. And personally, I've noticed that I don't even really pull them out ever. Like I just use a DNA mod or a EE chip, and that's it. Like
Yeah,
Same.
I've got an ohm reader. I don't think I've ever used that.
I did use the ohm reader originally because I just found it easier to build on to make sure it didn't go anywhere, the actual tank or RDO that I'm using. But yeah, and pretty much now it's the mods I have out. But like you said, DNA chip is usually if especially if I'm ever building something that's going to be on a mech, I'd always use DNA chip just for that accuracy. But pretty much every other time it's whatever mod I've got in there, unless obviously the mod I've got is super cheap Chinese and I don't trust it at all, then maybe not. But every other time, pretty much, yeah.
I use a DNA. I've only got one DNA board, the drone, the Squonker, the old school one, but tend to use that. Or to be honest, like something like and as a modus mod, I've got the US2. That's a pretty good one. But a lot of them do have pretty accurate readings, even the iJoy Shogun and stuff like that. So I'm pretty confident at using like whatever mod, unless it's like you say a real cheapo one.
The VO200 mod chipset, sorry, the VO200 chip and the as Vape mods is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
when it comes
Well,
to
most
build.
of them nowadays,
Yeah.
like, even the Chinese ones, are getting better
The
and
mod
better.
define
and better.
one is pretty good.
Speaking of DNA chips, though, I've never had a DNA chip anything, but I've got a is that a triad or a triad? I don't know how to pronounce it. DNA 250C.
yeah, it's
yeah.
a lost vape, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got that. It landed in the UK yesterday, so it should hopefully be here Monday.
I've already told you, 20 quid and it goes to my house.
That'd be a DNA
I
board.
told you.
Yeah, DNA 250. I've never used a DNA board, so I'm looking forward to
Lisa Forbury's coming on as a guest soon. Apparently, Vapory is coming on as a guest soon.
Nice, mate.
We haven't actually discussed that, but
Nice.
You're being told, Mike, he's coming on.
yeah, but we can always work something out, Mr. Vapory. No worries. H-Bomb Vapor's another reviewer out there. There's a
Don't
beautiful...
act like you're picky, Mike. You've got me on here.
These bloody new reviewers.
You
I
are...
was gonna say, well, yeah, it seems like there's so many reviews that I don't know about, and I know nobody knows about me. But I mean, Jesus, there's so many.
Yeah, there's...
It's just my homework now is just subscribing to people and watching their videos.
Lisa Forbury messaged me on Facebook or Instagram, Bobo Vapor. Oh, you're Vape Punks. I wish people would just call themselves the same name, because I've seen you chat on my posts, and I didn't have a clue who you were.
Yeah, Morg.
That's why I just call myself MF Vape everywhere, and then you know.
Look,
what
I don't
you
have
are.
this. I don't have the right name on my channel. Okay, I can't help
Like
it.
6 different names. How do we keep up?
Anyway,
the-
Bobo,
the
we'll have
logo,
a chat, mate.
That's not the channel logo. Like, what's going on? What's going on there?
Shut up.
2 different logos, 2 different names. Who is this man? I don't know him.
You got a twin we don't know about.
I'll fucking charge you for your logo.
Oh, like, wow, God, one Morg's enough. He better not have a fucking twin.
But yeah, personally, my home reader is my drag.
Yeah, I actually was going to say I don't have a 250C. I don't have a DNA set. I don't have a Yeehee one. I'm a cheap bastard, so therefore I use whatever mod I'm going to be putting it on. That's basically what I use.
The gene
Fair
chip
bit,
is not bad.
Yeah, the Vupu chips are pretty solid. I've never had a problem, especially with reading. So why not?
If you could put the same mod on a Geek Vape, a Vandy Vape on anyone, you're probably only going to be 0.02-ish out.
That's what I mean. Unless you're building on a mech where it has to be very precise, that's the only time I would actually double check everything. But other than that, especially if you're just using like sub-ohm tanks.
Right, cheers, Call UK. He's shooting off now, guys. So let's say bye to Call UK. Thank you very much for tuning in, buddy.
Bye,
Six
UK.
of the comedy, everyone knows
The
Jack
Vapory,
White.
my vape shop's name is
Thanks,
the
Jad.
Vapory. No worries, mate. I know your name's Bobo now on Facebook, so it's just I get so many different people talking. I'd never know, and then they say, "Oh," and then I see them chatting. They're saying there's someone else. I'm like, "Shit!" If I knew that, but do you know what I mean? At the time, I'm thinking I don't know you from Adam, like on Facebook, but. It's just nice to have a little bit of consistency. I just thought that's why I like it when someone's called Scots Review. I can see him somewhere else, and I know that that's Scots Review. Like Rebuildable Ryan, I don't know if he's got lots of alter egos as well, but I don't know.
No, I just got the one.
The best bit about Morg is that's not even his name. I love it when people call him Morg or Morgan. I think his name's Morgan.
Yeah, I know. I was asking him what his real name was. He wouldn't tell me the other day.
You see, even when me and him are like together in person, I don't call him by his real name. I call him Morg because calling him by his real name just feels dirty.
Is this like going to become
What are you doing with him?
We're on
It's going to become like the Who Shot Mr. Burns thing?
let me just give you a prime example, okay? On the camping trip, people found out my real name because someone knew my real name. Somebody called me by my real name. I didn't respond to it, okay? And then when I turned it, it was like, okay, hi. And then someone did call me it again. I basically looked them square in the face. Call me by my real name again. I'm going to kick you in the nuts so much hard that you're going to come out your mouth, basically. So he's like, yeah, exactly.
Morg is really John Wick.
Hell yeah.
Levi's
Hell yeah.
so sad.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Bao Bao, the Vapory. What's Bao Bao?
Or Bobo?
Bao Bao Punchano or something. That's what I mean. I read these names and I just get dyslexia or something when I read certain names.
That's like when you say Pud Puffs.
Yeah, because to me, I used to have pud after dinner, so it just reminded me of that. So
Hey, by the way,
Puff Puffs.
you guys
I
didn't
never actually
see
stopped
three.
reading.
Go and see it.
I used to call him Puff Puds and realised it was the other way around. It's Pud Puffs.
Oh, right. So we've all called them different names. Bless them.
anyway, I know it is Vapor. Anyway, I think your logo's the same on there, isn't it? So that might give it away.
I promised Morg this.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Nice.
Dick.
Yeah.
AKA just Morg underneath in small letters. I like that.
No, it's like
Yeah.
Liam Gallagher singing.
What's the sex appeal though? That's what everyone needs.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
77.
That's 77. That's all right. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Hang on, what's the sex appeal?
I'm good with 77.
77.
My
I'm good with that.
72's looking pretty low now. Everyone's beating it.
I think mine's lower. Morg, Mike, I think mine's lower.
Mike, if you need to kick him off, you need to kick him off.
I'm going to do revised versions, I think, like shinies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's mine. Did you finish?
I'm gonna be walking around Expo in October, being like, I'll swap you a shiny Morg.
I've already said. Me and Kieran were saying that basically you print out all the people that's going to Expo, print us all a set, and then we'll collect autographs, and we'll go and see how many autographs we can get signed cards by.
Oh, nice.
Ryan, you're talking with Jordan about N90, which is quite interesting to me because I've never tried it. NI90 wire. What's it like then, buddy? What's the difference between that and NI80 or whatever, stainless or whatever?
So I run N90 on all my mechanical mods. Some people say they don't get as much flavor off of N90 that they would N80. Personally, myself, I get the same flavor from N90 as I would off N80. Basically, so the same size wire that you would use to make an N80, it would be a much lower ohm build, and it's a much faster ramp up time.
Yeah, so it's the ramp up really then, man, and that's why it's awesome for mechs, yeah.
Yep. And I find that I get really good flavor off of it. Some people don't like it, just like everything,
Yeah, a lot of people don't get on with nichrome. I know people who don't like it. AVC, who was in chat earlier, he can't get on with it.
Some people can't vape because they're allergic to it.
Yeah.
No, Nichrome.
I think I had a full set of pre-built. Yeah, this Coilology 7-in-1 coil set, 42 pieces. This was all NI80, I think. I think this is all Nichrome coils, but I thought they were no bad. I thought they were all right. Yeah, they're all NI80s. So I've not tried 90.
I've got a lot of my cores. I think they're nichrome cores with stainless steel outer wraps. The ones that Bill used to build for me, because I do like the taste of stainless steel, but I haven't got any full stainless steel cores because I used to think it gave me a crisper flavour, but
a cleaner flavour. That's why.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, those coil wheels. You know those wheels you get with the coils.
Yeah.
Like the coil things. There is stainless steel ones of those, and they actually are. A lot of them are stainless steel, pure stainless steel coils.
What, actually inner and outer, the cores as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Bill used to say to me, he said it was very hard to build them all stainless, is what he said to me. So I don't know what Lethal thinks about that, being the builder. Has he gone off?
I don't know where he's gone. I'm actually messaging him as
No, maybe his internet's cut out.
Possible.
It could be.
Jordan. Yeah, how dare you? I must admit, Ryan is a sexy mofo, so I'll give you 150 for that one. Yeah. Do you go up to 150 on your cars, Gads? Because that's what Jordan thinks of Ryan, mate.
Going up
Wait,
to
what?
Ryan's six of bills, 150. Well, I was just trying to stick to the top trumps rules, out of 100, but yeah, it's upsetting people. So yeah, that's it. The game's
who's the cheat card then? In every top trump set, there's
always a top trump.
Max everything.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know about that. Actually, I haven't thought about that.
Right, it's got 30,000 or something.
Who would that be? Yeah, I don't know who that would be. Tough one. Perhaps I need a panel. I need a panel of people to decide the numbers rather than just me.
We have them one by one come in front of us. We go, "You're fucking ugly, mate. You're a 1."
That'd be me.
Yeah, but usually if you had a lower number with something, you would have a high one in something else, wouldn't you, on the original top trumps? Because you might have had a really crap engine car.
Yeah,
or something.
someone's in there, Rip. Someone got a picture of Rip and stuff like that. It's like he's the elite card.
Yeah, he's got the numbers.
Well, to be fair to him though, when he's like vaping, he does it pretty well. He looks pretty smart, to be fair.
It's the teeth.
He looks smart.
He got his teeth. It's his teeth. He got his teeth done. That's fine.
Have you got Grim Green's one done yet, Flatcap?
Zophie, yeah, that's
I did it before, didn't I? But I think I picked some bad snapshot because everyone said how good he looks.
I quite like the way he vapes. Every time it fascinates me because he just opens his mouth like that and it all comes out.
The best one is something my mod because he goes,
Yeah, he does as well, doesn't he?
He has a
Like a
small
goldfish or
himself.
something.
Goldfish. Just open. It's like you text a drone. It's like. That's just
But we love everybody.
best.
So.
We love everybody.
the best.
Oh, yeah.
It is the
I only
best.
noticed it when I was speaking to someone and he was vaping and he was just kind of going. I was like, "What is that?" What are you doing? So yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's what brought it in my head.
Oh
That's
yeah,
for the flavour.
I'm running a 0.04 build and I'm running it at a 350 watts. That's why. Oh look, it takes a tiny little hit.
Sophie is better looking than you guys. The thing is, Jad, it isn't actually based on how good looking you are, allegedly. It's
Sophie
on
has
how
been-
good your cloud looked coming out your mouth.
Yeah, I
That
can't.
wins every time though. She's got boobs.
Yeah.
So she wins.
Yeah. Story of my life.
We're a little bit biased, though, on the panel here. But
No.
is Vapory off? Right.
He's off.
Nice one, Vapory.
Catch you later.
No doubt we'll be in touch, buddy. So, yeah, it'd be awesome to have you on the show at some point. So, speak to you soon. Thanks for tuning in, mate.
Oh,
All right, so that's caused a
there you
little
go.
bit of a
Sophie,
pause.
Sophie vapes his boobs has paused the entire chat. I thought. Fair
She
enough.
scares me. She
They're
scares
quickly
me. I can't.
Googling.
It
I
scares
can't
you?
watch her reviews. She scares me.
Nah. It's when
She's
it's when you watch her
Look at
sister channel and you find out that she's got wigs. That's when it gets really scary. That's
Ooh.
not real hair.
But that review she done of her car was funny. I don't know if you saw that. That made me laugh.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah. I was gonna do one of my moped, you know.
See you later, mate.
There's
Right.
still time.
The
Later,
vape
Bait
man.
Man.
Good time, yeah.
Right, guys, I'm off as lags are bad, but great show and it's painkillers in bed for me tonight. Thanks for tuning in, Vape Man. See you soon, buddy.
Catch you later, man.
Oh man.
I can only imagine my picture must be frozen.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a very.
You've got,
Well, there you
like
go.
3
Back
frames per second. That's what you're working with, roughly.
What is it?
3 frames per second.
now. Right. So what you want to do is do a really bad face pause and see if we can see how long we can keep it for. Oh Jesus.
All right, Chad. We're bordering on a creepiness here now.
Let's get
Let's change the subject from.
Yeah, let's move swiftly on.
Yes, Jad, we're not going to be saying any more about that right now. But it isn't surprising
No,
she's got so many subs, but there you go. She's a pretty good reviewer as well. So
She actually is a good reviewer.
Yes,
Before
she is.
fairness.
Yeah, does she not have her own version of the Lux?
Yes, she does. Yeah. She's got her own version of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why
It's
the
two different
price-
designs. Yeah.
right,
No,
so have we got any other questions or anything that anyone wants to talk about tonight? Anyone in chat, maybe?
Well, maybe in chat. Something I want to talk about, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been sent I've got sent all the Watcher Project stuff, and I was like, holy cow, this is a decent kit I'm getting from them, and all the other bits that come with it. And I was like, wow, this company, I'm a small reviewer, and he's sending me all these flavors and all the paperwork and it coming. I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I put a bit of kind of talk about it on social media, and then the other day I got some stuff from Vapeable. They sent me the whole ice cream range.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is a lot of juice they're sending me. Like, and I'm kind of torn at the minute. The whole thing is like, we've been a reviewer. You got to try and, keep an honest, unbiased review and all that kind of malarkey. I'm like,
Yeah.
how far do you go with not promoting a brand, but saying thanks? And because obviously I'm really appreciative of it. But-
Depends how much they pay. When they pay me $5,000, I'm very, very nice. When they pay me 50 pence, I tell them to fuck off. Shit product, don't buy it.
It's a tough one. I think usually if I'm doing a review, it will just be something like, "Thanks to insert company name for sending them out for the purpose of the review," and that's kind of
Pretty
it.
much, yeah.
I mean, I'll say thanks through email or DM or however I'm talking to them as well. But
You've got to obviously give an honest review, though, Gaz.
Oh yeah, no,
Mm.
of course. But what I mean is, in terms of like other things like your social media stuff and things like that, and you obviously don't want to promote a brand, but at the end of the day, if a company is sending you something, regardless of value, how far is it to? Where's the line before you all of a sudden you like a promoter? You obviously, we don't want to promote a brand, especially if it's no good. But you want to say thanks for stuff.
For me, it's dependent on how much I personally like it. So with all my reviews, I try and take all my personal opinion out of it. I literally, the structure of my review is at the beginning, I talk about what I'm reviewing, then I show you guys a close-up of the box and everything and the actual product. The whole way through, I don't even say any of my personal opinions. I say a thank you to the sponsor, and then at the very end, I say my personal part.
A sponsor, did you just say?
Stuff on social media. If there's something that's sent that I personally love the color and I'll use all the time, like Voopoo is such a good, the Voopoo Mini version 2, I keep using that mod. I keep taking pictures of it on Instagram. It's because I'm using it pretty much every day or every other day. So it just happens I have it out. So that's why I do it like that. It's not because Voopoo's given me anything or because I feel obliged to do that. It just so happens that's what I'm using most of the time. So I show it most of the time.
You said sponsor a minute ago though.
Yeah, so
Rob,
you're
not sponsored by the juice, even if they give it to you. They're not sponsoring you.
So
just
with my
out,
reviews, I say everyone's a sponsor, and it's because technically anyone that's giving you anything that has a monetary value is a sponsor. Like that's the literally definition of sponsor. So and the people get it always every fucking review I've ever done. People go, "Oh, you're paid. That's why you like it." I'm not paid whatsoever. I literally only call them a sponsor because, that's literally the word for it. But
no, sponsor means if they're giving you money to promote them, and that isn't the case, is it?
That's the common misconception. If they give me something that's worth £100, they're still the sponsor because it's a monetary value.
Well, I don't know. I would just say they're giving it to you to review. I don't think it's there's not sponsoring you. They're not paying you anything.
I don't think so.
It's like, for instance, if I bought you a Lamborghini and I was just like, "Here you go, Mark, Lamborghini." It's like it's not. I'm not giving you money.
But if you gave me a Lamborghini, you wouldn't be doing it for me to review. You'd be fucking mad if you did. But
I own a Lamborghini.
If he gave me a Lamborghini, I'd review it. Simple as.
And it'd probably get a pretty positive review as well.
Mate, I would go to town on the animations and everything. Yeah, it'd be nuts.
But I have lines coming out of everywhere.
No, but this ocular, I've been given this to review, and it will be getting a very honest review as well. I would say thanks to Morg Vape for sending over for review, and that is that because they're not giving it to me.
That's exactly what I say.
I don't. A lot of the stuff I get, I don't want necessarily, but I'll gladly review it for them. Like these pods, for example. I'm not going to say they're sponsoring my channel just because I've received it free. I'm sponsoring it to see what I think, inform the public of what I think, whether I like it or not, whether it's going to get you off smoking fags. And that's that. I don't know. I don't like the word sponsor, not in that sense.
People don't. It just happens. That's the word I use.
I just wouldn't personally use that one. But say Morg though, he is sponsoring me because he's got his logo on my videos now. Because he said we've come to a little arrangement where if I flash up his logo, he will do some stuff for me in return. No money's involved, but it's still like a bit of you scratch my back, I scratch yours. With Morg Vape and that, I'm just reviewing their products. I might say that something's crap if I don't like it. So I don't expect they'll particularly like that, but a lot of them do actually like honest feedback. Like, do you know what I mean? If they don't, and then they stop sending it to you, then fuck them is what I say, because if you don't want honest feedback, then don't ask me to review it, because that's what the public want to see, people saying the honest truth. They don't want you to say it's good just because of the fact you've got it for free, to big up the company. They want to know whether the mod's going to break down in 3 months, whether it's going to leak the tank or whatever else. Do you know?
That's similar to what I had with Nasty Juice, right? I raved about them. I love the base range, partly because one of their original base flavors kind of really helped me on my way to quitting cigarettes. So it had quite a soft spot to me. And they got in touch. So they were like, "We'd love you to review the mango range, the Cushman range." I'm like, "Well, I don't like mango." And they're like, "Oh, but you just do a review and it's fine." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to like it because it's mango." And they're like, "Right, well, it's fine." So I gave the review, said I didn't like it, and then they blacklisted me.
Yeah, well, that's...
I was like, what?
You warned them.
But, I mean, to go back to Gaz originally, like, what is it? Are you worried about people, like, thinking maybe you're only saying you like something, like...
No, I mean, I'm not going to say I like something if I don't like it, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, but when I got like they say the Rochford Project range in, I was like, holy hell, this is a lot of stuff. And this guy's sending me for nothing. He's obviously coming out of his pocket, out of his bottom line. I was like, I'm not gonna promote it, but I'm gonna go out and say, look at all this stuff. It's amazing. Thanks so much. You know, really appreciate it. And obviously I'm gonna give an honest review.
Yeah.
But I was like, how far do I go with saying how appreciative I am of it before it gets like a bit like
I know what you're saying now, guys. For me personally, if that was me, I would say to him privately, fucking thank you very much, mate. That is awesome. But if I was doing the video, I was saying I've got all these kindly sent over from blah blah, and I'm going to review one at a time, and then you give your honest opinion. You probably won't like them all, but you might like some of them. But you've just not got to think about the monetary value, because even if you got given a Kodama fucking Asmodus, you might not like it. So you've got to say what you think. It might break down. You've got to point out the pitfalls and that. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, because at the end of the day, just you doing the review is promoting it in a sense, because it's putting it out to all of your subscribers and people watching it. So in the likelihood that you do like it, you are going to be sort of promoting it without even meaning to, because you like it. And that's what they, obviously companies are going to like that, but they obviously like constructive criticism. You might say, I think it needs a little bit more sweetness, or make this one a little tartar or whatever. And a lot of them appreciate that sort of input as well. So I don't know, mate. I don't think you need to go overboard with the thank yous, because at the end of the day, you're just reviewing his product. You're not being paid to promote it, even if you received it for free. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he's sending you this product to review, and you're taking time out of your life to essentially review it. And by reviewing it, like Mike said, you're promoting it. So it kind of like goes both ways. It's like, he's thankful you're taking the time to do his product, and you're thankful for receiving the product in the first place.
Yeah, because what you got to think about, the amount of time it takes you to review all of that. I don't know how many flavors you got. 8, say?
6.
Yeah,
hours.
Juice reviews used to take me hours. I haven't done many on the channel because I particularly I don't feel comfortable doing them for a start, and I think its taste is totally subjective. So my taste buds might be different to yours anyway. But I'm not saying anything against juice reviews. I just prefer reviewing hardware because I feel more comfortable with it, and I think my subscribers appreciate it more when I do that sort of thing. But yeah, you've just, it's up to you guys, isn't it, mate? But I don't think you want to be too gushy over them for doing it, because you don't want people.
The presentation from Rochford is like next level. Like by far, that's the best presentation I've ever had from an e-juice company. Like it came with a little letter and business cards.
Yeah, but you can mention all that, can't you? You can say this is how it's presented.
Yeah. That's kind of what I've done. I kind of a very minor mention on social media, and then the video I even put in the description that I've put a little bit more time into these videos because of the package I got, to kind of represent them a bit better, and give them a bit more of my time. And that's about as far as I've gone. But I was just interested to know what you guys kind of thought about.
Well, yeah, if you appreciate it that much, man, I think that's fair enough, isn't it? Because there's nothing like having a nice bit of packaging, is there? Or a little letter in there saying thank you for purchasing this. I think it's awesome when you get something like that.
Guys, you gotta remember, right? These companies have sent you these products, okay? The presentation and the actual liquids and stuff like that will not have cost them the mega earth to create. You're saving them thousands in actual media to hire. They hired a media company to actually promote their stuff and things like that. The fact that you're getting this for the small, in relative terms, a small outlay of something that you find enjoyable to look at and everything, and you're going to give them a nice positive review, you're saving them thousands in PR.
Well, I agree, but that would work. That would make sense with guys like Rob or Kieran or Mike. But myself being a small reviewer, how many people is going to reach really? Do you know what I mean?
But you are growing by the day, though, Gaz. You
get 700 not too long ago.
If you get 50 people to buy their juices, times that by £15 a bottle, say for argument.
They've already made them
more. 10 times more than what they've sent you out that package for. So you've done them a favour.
Yeah, the other thing you got to think of, though, that is my point. The 6 fucking juices you've got, that's going to take you a lot of time to do. Maybe 12 hours or more with all the recording and everything else. It might even be longer.
12 hours.
It might be. It might be 6 hours. I don't know. How long does it take you to do a juice review when you have to?
5 minutes.
Well, I mean, The actual juice review itself don't take long to record, does it? Mine only a couple of minutes. So
No.
Well, and you've got everything set up anyway. But with me, I have to set everything up, so it is a task. When I do any review, it can take me a long time. And then you've got the editing during the week. You've got the uploading to YouTube, the social media thumbnails, everything in total. I would have thought that's going to take you some time to do that. And if you times that by an hourly rate of like whatever, £10-15 an hour, you can justify the fact that you've been given like £200 worth of juice, can't you? Because you've probably put just as much time of your own time into it. So there's no such thing as a free review because you're putting your time and effort into it anyway. So I wouldn't feel too worried about it myself.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's just a fair line, isn't it? Of you just need to consider, obviously, be appreciating of everything that's given. Like when I received, I said about the letter because I personally thought that was such a nice personal touch that, like everyone said, it doesn't take hardly any time. It doesn't cost a lot of money to print a page of paper that just says thank you for reviewing. But it's such a nice touch. But obviously, if you go on and on and on about it, and then say, "Look at this juice, it's amazing." And did I mention he said he can send me this letter? That's when you're taking it a bit too far. And I've seen people keep going on about honesty. And I do know back in the day there was a few dishonest people out there for free stuff. But do you think nowadays there is that many dishonest reviewers? Because I think it's such a tough gig to be in and not be honest. So I personally think pretty much most reviewers right now are honest because why not? Why would you not be?
I think everyone we've got on the panel today is honest. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on here.
I also think if you're not honest nowadays, you're seen straight away. I mean, if everyone has been sent this and everyone says it's shit, and then I go, by the way, they're a sponsor. Yes, they did pay for it. And it's amazing. I think people fucking cotton on pretty fast. So I think most people are honest. I think, like you said, different people prefer different things. And obviously there are different levels of appreciation or their like of a product.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, Rob. And to be honest, Gaz, with the Rocha product, I've never tried them. He hasn't sent me over any, which I'm not worried about because he knows I don't review juice for a start. But everyone I've heard fucking raves about them, especially the Black Vine, I think it is. So at the end of the day,
I mean, it's not an honesty thing. I'm always going to be my opinion. It was purely kind of like, how far do you go thanking them? And like we've kind of, I think we've kind of cleared that up.
Cool.
You don't want it to be like, you don't want it to be almost uncomfortable for someone watching to be like, oh, this guy keeps saying thanks about this company. Even though as much as appreciative as I am,
I can see what you're saying there because you're not used to getting given too much stuff, Gaz.
Exactly. Yeah.
To be fair, I would have loved to have seen Gaz review them.
Not anymore. Shit. Jesus.
Mark White, nice to see you, buddy. No worries, and thanks for tuning in.
Vape now.
I would have loved to see Mark, who I talked about, Gaz, review them and be like, oh, look at this presentation, this little letter and everything like that. And then just 3-4 minutes from the presentation and it just goes liquid shape.
Yeah, that would be awesome if you said thanks really so much for it. But unfortunately, I think it tastes like poo. That's what you should do, Gaz. That would cover yourself then.
Well, that's the tough one with juices. Like you say, everyone's different and every you might like something and I'll hate it. So I'm sure there'll be one or two I don't like, and I'll say that.
Yeah, no, that's the good thing about it because he's giving you the whole batch. You might get something like mango, which I don't particularly like in a vape. I like mangoes, but I don't like vaping on mangoes. So if I get a mango juice, I'm going to be like Kieran saying, "Oh, this is horrible," but it doesn't mean to say it's horrible if it replicates mango.
I've had to start saying in reviews that what I'm in this review, it's my personal opinions and it might not reflect everyone. Like if I don't like something, it doesn't mean that you won't like it. I've had to start saying that because it's like I say something's good, I like this, it's really good, and then someone buys it and thinks it's shite, and then they get a comment, oh, you're obviously getting paid, you said this is good and it's crap, and I'm like, it's subjective.
It happens all the fucking time, which is worrying, isn't it?
What I try to do,
mango.
I have to do because I hardware is the meat and potatoes of my channel. That's that's where my view time comes in. That's where most of my views are. But being that I purchase all of my hardware myself, and I like to put out about 4 reviews per week. If I were to do 4 hardware reviews every week, man, I would lose my apartment.
Same here.
So what I do is I have to do 2 hardware and 2 juice per week. And
Do you work as
so
well, Brian? Do you have,
Yeah.
Yes, that's quite good going, even if you're doing that, mate. Because I can
Yeah,
only
it's
put
good.
out 2 a week maximum these days because I work
Same.
full time.
So plus, and
hats
then
off to you.
plus I
mate.
do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Plus I do. So I do before this show on Saturday. I've been on a Saturday show for months, and I also have a show on Sunday nights. So I'd say like 6 days a week
Yeah.
I'm doing YouTube stuff.
It's
But
mad, isn't it?
yeah. So as far as juice reviews, what I like to do is I'll read the flavor description. If it's a food type thing, like a fruit or a dessert, I'll try to compare it the best I can to what the real thing is it's supposed to be. I'll try to compare it to how much it matches the real type of
Yeah.
food or flavoring. And then I also, so I'll state what my flavor profile of vapes normally is,
Yeah.
and I'll let people know if this is out of my flavor profile. I'll let people know if it matches what the description is and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then at the end, I'll say, and for myself, I could or I wouldn't vape this, but that's not saying anything about this juice. That's
Yeah.
just my flavor profile.
Yeah,
So
which is exactly, I think, how you should do it, and that's what they're after, isn't it? To whether it actually tastes like what it should be, what they're saying it should be. That's what you're actually reviewing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
So I just try to keep my personal opinion off of juices as much, like my personal flavor profile out of juices as much as possible. But then at the end, I will say, because you will find some people that follow your juice reviews that find they have the same palate as you. So
Yeah,
and they might want to know if you like it or not. So at the end, I will say if this
Yeah.
is something I'd vape or not. But yeah, I try to keep it in that direction. And as far as juice companies sending juices to reviewers, I mean, everybody pretty much nailed it on the head. I mean, when I was around 350 subs, Shijin Vapor sent me like 1,400 ml bottles of juice, and they did that like 3 times in a matter of a few months. So it's definitely not hurting their company. So I wouldn't go too crazy above and beyond to try to thank them,
no,
No.
even if literally if they sold the whole line twice, they're still making a profit, including sending what they sent to you.
Thing
yeah,
is,
exactly.
quite early on when I started reviewing, I got a small company got in touch and said, "Oh, we'll send you 2 juices a month." I was like, "Sweet!" They were like the first after EC Click, they were the first company to contact me. I was like, the first company, like, wow, it's amazing. So they sent me 2 juices, and both of them were terrible. So I put out the 2 reviews, and I thought they're never going to contact me. And they did. The next month, I had another 2, and I was like, wow, actually, fair enough. Fair play to them. So that for them, they do want just the honest review, and that was quite refreshing. They they didn't hold it against me that I didn't like either of them.
That wasn't Liquid Vape by any chance, was it, Gaz?
No, it was a company called Twister Vape.
All right, yeah, because I was of the same. When I did a few juice reviews, I said my honest opinion, and there wasn't really one that I liked on there. It was Coil Aid and the slushies they did, and all of them were sort of out of my flavour profile, because I don't like overly sweet things for a start. I like to DIY myself, so I can just do it to my own preference. But I did review it, and I just did what Ryan said. I explained what I was getting from it, whether it matched the description, blah de blah.
Yeah.
But I don't think there might have been one that I said I would probably vape. But when I saw them at Expo, the following Expo, it was last summer, I think it was. I thought I didn't even know what he looked like, because obviously when you're on emails, you don't even know what they look like, do you? But he came up to me and goes, "Oh, MF Vape, I've got a load of juice here. You can have some if you want." And I said, "Oh, really?" I said, I thought you probably wouldn't like my reviews because I didn't like any of them. And he goes, "No, I loved it, mate. I loved the honesty, and we've taken it all on board, and we've adjusted our flavour profiles accordingly." And I was like, couldn't believe it.
So,
do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So
so
you've you've got to be as honest as you can be, and don't worry about pissing people off. Because if they say we're not going to send you anything else, you haven't lost out, because you don't want to vape anyway because it tastes like shit. But if you like it, and
sit in that box down there and never get used.
But I thought that was awesome, the way he came up to me and said that they'd taken not just my views but other reviewers' comments on board, and you know, that's why a lot of these new companies send it out, because they want to know what vapors, because we're all vapors reviewers anyway, what we actually think. And it's up to us to point out the things that could be improved, or the things that are right, for that matter. So, yeah.
I'm probably the worst person to send e-liquid to anyway, because I literally have been on Dark Stars Code Red for about 3 years. That's all I vape.
Wow.
So boring. It's so boring. And they get sent stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
oh,
you
what?
know what you like, don't you? Like, it's as simple as that.
There's different flavors.
Like what you like. It's like it's the same with me and Bad Drip. Like the Farley's Gnarly sauce. I've been vaping that since like 2015. That's a big bottle.
Don't talk about don't talk about Callum.
It's the Strato bottle.
To be fair, there's a few e-liquids I just have on, always have, because they're my fan favorites, and I just keep going back. But like you said, when starting out, it's so hard to choose, because I remember when I first started, and you know, I was not really getting asked by too many people to review stuff. It is really hard, and there was one company, I won't say names, but they sent me some e-liquid, and this was one of the first companies that ever sent me anything for free to review. So I was a bit like, I'm a big fucking deal. The liquid they sent was so bad. And I got a couple of my friends round, because I was like, before I do this review, I need to make sure that I'm not going crazy, that this is, it is piss. They've literally pissed in the bottle, and I vaped it, and it tastes horrible. and all my friends vaped it, and they said, yeah, that's horrible. So I messaged them, and I said, by the way, like, I'm going to do your review. But I can't, I'll be honest with you, I don't like any of them. They all taste just horrible. And then they just said, okay, just don't do the review, please. We really don't want you to do it. And I was like, fair enough, okay. I'm not going to like force it upon you. And then, they never contacted me. It was actually a really big distribution company. And they did open up like a lot of lanes for some other reviewers. And it really fucking sucks that they've like blacklisted me. But as you can see, it's worked out okay, because obviously I haven't stopped, and I've got 4,000 subs and stuff now, and still reviewing quite a few companies. So don't let that hold you back if you do feel a little bit obligated to not say bad
it was the same with
sometimes you just got to.
Yeah, it was the same with me. Like, if one of the first companies that ever contacted me to send me anything was called Alola Vapor. I don't even know if they exist anymore. I don't know if they still exist. But they were like, we'll send you our range of liquids out. And they wanted to pay for the review as well. They were like, give us a price and we'll pay for it. And I was like, no, just send it and I'll do it. Like, I don't want to like take money for that. So I did the review. All the liquids were shite, and I still put it up, and I never heard from them again. So,
but you're what, 9,500 subs later? So it hasn't hurt you at all. So that's the point. You don't need to be, overexcited or too bad and worry. Just say exactly what you think, and everything will work out all right.
I've often thought it was odd that I had one brand of smokes, but now I have about 20 different juice flavours, which I'm constantly swapping. That's a fair point, Matt, actually, mate. But that's the good thing about vaping, isn't it? It's great, or different atomizers for that matter, because I get bored quite easily with things. So it is quite nice that I get different things, and I also buy a lot of things as well. And if I bought this Shogun mod, I like the look of it, and it's a really good one. I'm really pleased with it. Yeah. But it's nice, isn't it? You can just take out a different one the next day. Maybe I might fancy a bit of nunchaku action the next day. Yeah. And it's just, I just like it.
That's the thing about the vaping community as well. I think in the last 2.5 to 3 years, I've met more people and made more friends than I ever did in like 22 years of actual life.
You are a bit of a bellend though, but yeah.
Special guest is slating everyone.
I'm slating everyone. I really am. I said this to Mike before. I'm just going to be bashing everybody. Only because you all know, absolutely adore you. I think you're great
wallpaper on his back, slagging everybody off.
I love it.
Comes from love.
Comes from the heart. That's all it means. It comes from the heart.
Kimberly Alderman. That's why I started watching UK reviewers. More real. Thanks for that.
Kieran,
it's not just UK reviews. We've got 2 American reviewers in here. We had another American in here.
They're honorary. They're honorary English.
Yeah. But the people that are on the panel tonight, I really do like them. So they're all down to earth, genuine guys.
We like you, Mike.
I've only had one.
Thank you very much, mate.
Not liked yet, and I won't vape it.
What is that?
It's one I think my wife has, if it's still up here. Hold on, let me check.
Is that why it's in your special cupboard?
You just see the door open.
You just see this door opening. It's like this door keeps on going where he's sitting.
I think I threw it out. It was
it's 'cause
X2 Vape's green apple.
It's because every
What
so
was
often he keeps having to check to see if the person who's got hidden in the cupboard still breathing.
We're talking about honest reviews and all these other different types of reviews. Let me just ask a question to all you guys. Obviously, some people, especially bigger, larger reviewers, are given money to also do a review. And this is such a touchy subject in one way or another.
Good question, though. Yeah.
Because obviously people question the integrity of that person. But I'm of another mind. I feel that for what you guys said over and over and over again, if you are Rip Trippers, let's say, and it's got 1 million subscribers, you have such a big reach. Even if you give a shit review, people will still probably buy that product, and it's definitely worth your time and money to pay that person to do it because of their reach. Now, are you against it? Do you think if you ever get to a certain size, you would accept money? And if you would accept money, like under what circumstances would you do it?
I mean,
not including they'll pay you for a positive review, because I think that's pretty evident by everybody that they're not going to do that. But I mean, if they'll take money to fast track, if they'll give you money just because they've got a budget and they go, we've got a budget, we might as well give you money for whatever reason, say whatever you like, where's your line?
If it's all right, I'll answer that one first. And like you said, paid reviews aren't a problem. It's paid opinions that are the problem. And
Nice.
money for reviews, and especially like you said, queue jumping. A lot of these big reviewers, they have ginormous fucking queues. And if I was a company making an RDA and I thought I really want this guy to do it, it's like 300,000 subs, and like contact him. I need this done in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And if this person's like, that'll be like, I don't know, like $1,000 or whatever. Cool, that's fine, $1,000, and within 2 weeks' time, you've got that video going up to over 100,000 people. It's like I said, it's not paid reviews or taking money for reviews.
No problem with that. The fast track and Okay.
Yeah,
No,
the problem is whether the public still think you're being honest or whatever. They might.
They wouldn't know, really, would they?
The thing, and
well, they would if you were transparent and told them.
Most people keep it under their shirts, don't they? They won't necessarily talk about it. But I'm one of these people, and I don't want to like appear that look at me, I'm so amazing. But
you are.
I like to. I mean,
that's who
out my life, and in my personal life as well. And that's what I want, obviously, to reflect to my channel. And if I ever was given money or proposed money or had a sponsorship or anything like that, I would want to tell everybody about it, because I'm an open book. There's no need to hide it from you guys. Like when I got sponsored by Vape Wild, I made a video about it, made a live stream. I messaged out. I told them that obviously I get commission off affiliate links and things like that, because there's no reason to hide it.
Do you get paid as well, though?
Whatsoever. I'm not even going to review for Vape Wild.
Do you get paid from them for doing it, though? I know you got affiliate links aren't sponsored. That's different.
No, but I mean, that's what I mean. It sounds so obvious, but there is going to be people out there that think, oh, this guy's getting paid. But even though I'm not reviewing for them, but it's one of them things where I feel I would be okay with accepting money for fast tracking or under whatever circumstances. And I think if there is a bit of transparency, that would help the issue, because when you do get reviewers that are paid and they don't tell, because obviously you legally have to disclose, but the way they disclose can be, whatever way.
If it's sponsored, whatever, yeah. Like you could just say like, this video is sponsored by blah blah blah. But then it also borderlines on the other argument of why. Like who fucking cares where I get money from? Why should I feel like I should disclose where my money comes from?
An example as well, which is interesting. But this is also for chat, but also you guys. Let's say the Ocular. Okay, they send me the Ocular and they go, Rob, emailing, how are you getting with the Ocular? I go, I fucking love it. It's the best RDA I've ever had. And they go, we love that. Would you mind queue jumping that a little bit? And also as a little added bonus, just because we love your reviews, we would just want to give you an extra 500 quid, just as a little thank you. Now, this is where the issue lies, because people will assume that I'm getting paid to say a positive review.
I'm actually just going to email over now and ask for my 500 quid is. Hold on.
do you know what I mean? But where do you draw a line? Because you say, oh, sorry, I can't accept
the line is drawn at whether that money affects your opinion of the product.
Oh, yeah, but that's what's hard, because I have a full-time job and I have no ties. Like, it doesn't. YouTube makes me zero monies.
Yeah.
So I can say whatever the fuck I like. It's not going to affect me. When my channel got deleted, I just made another channel and I got like, what, 50 subs? And I carried on reviewing because it honestly doesn't really matter to me. But it's obviously, if people are going to give you money for certain things when you're already, it's not going to change your opinion. I think go for it. Like, it's almost free money. I mean, it's crazy.
I would just like to add, I'm tired of eating noodles. There you go. That's all I'm saying.
At the end of the day, right, a person's smart, right? An individual is smart. And if they've watched 10 of your reviews in a row and every one you've banged on about and gone, oh, this is the best product, and then the next one, oh, this is the best product, they're probably going to either love your reviews because they love you, or they're going to unsubscribe because they go, oh, this guy's obviously being paid for this, or he's getting some kind of perk. So an individual is going to suss you out pretty quick. So I think what a reviewer gets for doing a review is irrelevant as long as
also
honesty.
On top of that this is also the interesting thing, because I always try and see everything from two sides and also almost back the other side. And when the whole Rip Trippers thing comes out, and there's a lot of people I'm sure watching and also obviously casting right now that won't like Rip Trippers because they say he's a promoter, he's this. But throwing that all aside, on his defense, if I was being sent the amount I'm being sent right now, I'm sure Mike can also agree, is quite a considerable amount considering, only 4,000 subs or whatever. It's quite a lot. And I struggle because I only do 2 videos a week. I have such a massive fuck off backlog that I literally can't review stuff. I throw it in the bin or I give it to friends and I simply just say, sorry, I can't review it, or I can, but it'll just be in like 4 months' time.
Yeah.
If I was Rip Trippers and I'm getting that amount, I would only review the good stuff. I don't know why anyone would think Rip Trippers has like 10,000 products in front of him. He goes, you know what? I'm going to review the shit stuff and do videos on it.
Yeah.
I get his point of view that he would only review good stuff. So that's why his videos.
But then he is doing it full time as well. So he's got that much more time to play with. But I mean, he must be getting a ridiculous amount of stuff.
Do you see that point of view that people don't really think about that? If you're sent that much, why would you not only review the good stuff? And why would every review not be positive? Because you have a choice. Yeah, you're a kid at a candy store and you go, I know I'm going to like that. I know I'm going to like that. If he doesn't like mouth to lung, why would he review a whole bunch of mouth tongue tanks, which is going to say a terrible he doesn't like? Also, I do think that in some regards.
Just want to read what JFM's written there. Sorry, mate. There is a fine line between reviews and marketing. So if you get paid, I look at it as more of a paid advert, which there is nothing wrong. Sure, you can give your opinion, but to disclaim it and to not call it a review and maybe showcase video should be more appropriate.
Yeah, true. No, 100%.
You know what I mean? So
fair enough.
It is a very good point, though, that you brought up, Rob, and a very good topic.
No, I think it's good to talk about it because it is, like Rob said, it's an area of the industry that a lot of people shy away from.
It's such a hush topic, but I don't know why. Like, why not talk about it? Like,
no,
I've got nothing to hide. I'm sure you guys don't.
For me personally, Rob, I don't get an awful lot, but I do get enough that I've got a backlog and I can't get it all out in time. I'm thinking by the time I've got the 20th one out, it's going to be 3 or 4 months down the line. So they're probably going to be starting to chase me soon. But like you say, if they want me to put it up next week, the only way they're going to do it is by saying, right, here's £100 to do it, to put out the queue. Because otherwise you've got to wait for it to get to that part, because I have to work full time like you do. So I can do 2 videos a week. Unfortunately, it's going to be at least 10 weeks before that last one that's come in is going to come out. So it's just tough shit, isn't it? Or it depends on what you feel like doing. You might want to put one out but the main thing is you've got to test it thoroughly that you're ready to put that review out. That's the main thing. I would say you've got to make sure that you've especially if it's a mod, you've got to make sure that you've seen any issues that can be you found with it. RDAs aren't quite so bad. You normally know after 2 or 3 days what's going on there. RTAs maybe at least a week you can see where it's leaking or where there's any inherent issues with it. But that's the thing. You've still got to be have some integrity about it. You can't just be seen as to be pushing it out quick, smart, or whatever. Just because you've been paid to push it up the queue. So, but it is a very good point, and you can understand why people do accept money, especially if they've got shitloads in that is not going to get reviewed. You can't review it all because you've only got a finite amount of time. So at the end of the day, some reviewers are doing it as a full-time job, so they need to make money because that's what pays the bills.
We've got bills to pay at the end of the day, and if you could get money and do something you love at the same time,
it's just whether you get the support of the public, all of your subscribers. You need to be transparent with them. You'd have to say, like, this is what's going on now. Blah, blah, I'm getting paid or whatever for whatever. these are the companies that are paying me, like, and hopefully you'd still find things that aren't so good with the product, so that at least you'd be able to say that not everything's shit hot. Because that's the main thing, isn't it? Because otherwise, if you're just saying everything is top notch and this, that, and the other,
Yeah, you're gonna get
it is
sussed
looking
out.
like you're a promoter, and that is that.
100%.
So I don't know. It's a really contentious subject, isn't it?
It is. I just say go at your own pace. That's what I do with everything. Like when I first got the Ocular, is another example. But when I got this, I really like it, and I know you guys, whoever's got it, said they actually also
It's good.
like it.
Yeah,
Awesome. I've had this for 19 days now.
yeah.
You don't need to wait 19 days to do
Yeah,
a
I know.
review.
I've had it probably
Like,
longer than that.
I enjoy it, and also I personally feel I'm not ready to release a review on it, so I'm not going to rush it. They've emailed me twice to see if everything's going okay, and I go, yeah, I fucking love it. They're like, oh, okay.
Where's the video?
And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think
I must admit though, Rob, you've been doing it a while now, and I've been doing it a little while. I've been doing it over 18, 19 months. When I first started out, it was a little bit different. I used to buy most of the stuff anyway, but I gave myself too much pressure. I used to think I've fucking got to knock these out. I've got to knock them out one after the other every week in order to get noticed and stuff like that, and that the passion was there.
Yeah.
Not saying the passion isn't there anymore, but I am fucking busy at work as well, and that you do need to have some downtime. You can't just be doing the channel constantly, otherwise you go fucking doolally.
Well, we see it all the time. People take month breaks and week breaks.
And you can understand it, can't you? There's a lot of mental health issues that people who review. You can
Honestly,
understand
people don't really understand all the time and effort that really does go into each and every review.
It's like,
and if you do it non-stop, it fucks with you.
Yeah, and I must admit, I probably did overdo it that first year. I fucking really did. I was going to bed 2, 3 o'clock at night, going to work starting at 9, doing accountancy until 5:30 every day. And it was fucking affecting everything, my marriage, fucking work and everything. So now I've taken a little step back. I'm not going to bed quite so late. Saying that, I am a bit of an insomniac, so I don't sleep that well anyway. But I've just basically said I'm not going to give that pressure. Yes, I've got 20 things in, and a lot of them have been given to me. I say that in inverted commas, given to me. I haven't bought them myself. But I'm not giving myself as much pressure. I'm thinking, right, I'll have to do some recording tomorrow because I haven't had time this weekend yet to. If I don't, fuck it. I'll just have to, if they ask me, I'll say, sorry, it isn't done yet. It's simple as that. Because at the end of the day, you're not getting paid for it. You have your own full-time jobs to do. And you've just got to fit it in with your work balance, your life, work balance in your particular life. There's no point in fucking putting yourself in the nut house for doing a review. So there's a lot. Do you know what I mean? There's so much to think about with
100%. Exactly the same. Exactly the same boat. And also, I also do accountancy. I think that you said that you...
Which is enough, mate, isn't it? When you come home sometimes, it's like, fuck doing a review.
Because it's a heavy mind, set job as it is. And the last thing you want to do is do some more work. So, yeah. And
because when you're recording, it's very full on looking at the screen or the camera or whatever else. You've got to build. It's very high concentration. You've got to look at the mod. You've got to go through the menu. There's a lot. You end up feeling like you want to constantly working. Because I don't know about you, Rob, but when I come home from work, it's quite often when I have to do my editing because I do the recording at the weekend.
Oh yeah,
editing
Mike,
during the week, and you're
looking
looking
at the eyes glaze over.
You're looking at the screen for another 4 hours maybe in the evening. You've just done accountancy, looking at a screen all day.
Yeah,
it's fucking tiring work, man.
I did the same. I'm recording tomorrow, just like you, and I'm going to be editing throughout the week, just like you. That's literally what I do. But what I've always said from the get-go is I'm going to do everything at my own pace because this is a hobby. It's a hobby. And
the amount of companies I've had to tell that, like, this is
whenever it starts, just gonna take a break. I don't want to have 2 jobs.
Yeah, exactly. You've just got to, that's what just advice to you guys and other new reviewers who are out there maybe listening to this is it isn't the be all and end all of the review, and don't let it fuck up your life, basically.
Yeah. I've got a family to feed at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
One income, so that's my priority. But
that's what I mean.
Bob just said it's a hobby. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
And you love to do something like this, and you want to do it when you can. You fit your hobby in around the rest of your life. So,
but you'll probably start noticing you will start receiving more and more hardware as well when you start. You're already getting stuff in Flatcap, and you're just going up, mate. So you will start getting more in. You might feel a little bit more pressure to get it out, but just trying to get that point across that it is still your hobby. supposed to be enjoyable. If it's not enjoyable and it's interfering with your mental stability in that, it's you know, you've just got to do it at your own pace, and that's the best advice that like what Rob was just saying. Do it at your own pace. Don't let it rule your life.
I'm a very wise person. Just listen to everything I've got to say.
DE in chat says Scots Review, how long you been with Gourmet? They've been sending me stuff for over 2 years now, I think. Yeah, they send a lot of stuff for review, but I wouldn't say I'm with them. They just send stuff for review. I don't work for them. Pretty much. It'd be great to pay the bill.
£500 a video.
That's a bit low. That's rookie numbers, mate. You gotta get those numbers.
Real life is important. Is what is important, exactly, Lisa.
So the reason this whole came about with my transparency is because a little history about me is I actually used to stream on Twitch video games, and there was a person that was coming up around about the same time, and he literally told everybody everything. And you never see this on YouTube or Twitch. Literally, whenever he got sponsored, he said, like, this watch company is paying me 10 grand for this month to plug this watch. And you go, fucking hell, like, that's a lot of money. But he was so open with everything. And I thought, and also when you see the response, people didn't care. They actually respected them for being that honest.
Yeah.
And I thought, why does it matter?
Well, that especially works if they're saying that. They go, oh, I've got this watch, I'm getting 10 grand, but it's crap. Then they're like,
that's it. But that's what I mean. You just, you know, as long as you're honest and truthful to yourself, like, what does it matter if you're being paid or whatnot? And yeah, fair.
I look forward to that day I get that video and I'm like, this company's paid 500 quid for this video, and let me tell you, product shite, wasted money, mate. Cheers for the 500 quid.
I have had that once. There was one company that was going to pay me, and this was the first company that was going to pay me as well. And the review's still up, and it was so bad. I almost tried to look for, because in all my reviews I try and be unbiased and give positives and negatives with everything, because everything should have some positives and negatives.
Perfect.
It is almost flawless. But this one had only negatives, and I was trying to struggle to think of anything positive. And then I released the review. He said he'll pay me after the reviews, and I released it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not getting no money. Tried to sue me. Actually, tried to take me to court for
defamation or something. Yeah.
But shit. But then obviously that didn't go anywhere because I'm freedom of speech. I can say whatever the fuck I like.
So you actually have been offered money then already? Then
the guy blue something. I can't remember. There's a
what was it? E-liquid.
No, it was a mod. So he sent me a tank and a mod. He said £100 a video. I was going to do 2 videos, one on the mod, one on the tank. The tank he sent me originally, the glass broke instantly. I didn't drop it or anything. I went to unscrew it, it cracked and broke, and I was like, oh, that's a bit shit. And he said, oh, don't worry, that's one off. I'll send you another one. So he sent me another 2. Both of them broke instantly as well. The coil burnt out literally in a day, and so I was like, I can't say anything nice about this tank. Did
you say that when you first spoke to me on email or whatever? Did you say I'll do it for such and such money, but I am going to be completely honest. If I don't like something, I'm going to point out the pitfalls and the pros. Did you say that to him anyway?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, everyone I think expects that, but I obviously make it very abundant with every review I do to this day. I'll email them, even obviously when it's free.
Yeah.
I say I'm going to be 100% honest. What I used to do back in the days, I said I'll send you the video beforehand. So if there's anything that you felt was, completely wrong, and you had a very reason to back it up, then yeah. But
I've never done
do that.
No, I've never.
So yeah, I said I'll be 100%
honest.
That's cool. He said, yeah, be honest, say whatever you want. But obviously he didn't mean that.
And that's the thing. I get a lot of emails, and sometimes the companies are like, "What's your pricing list?" And I'm like, "Pricing?
Yeah, I do that.
Fucking pricing list.
Nice.
Send the stuff for reviews."
I say it's a free review, but if you need it by a certain deadline, we can work something out. That's what I usually say.
Fast tracking, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it.
But I didn't even say
you've got a massive queue.
Amount. I just go, we could work something out. And even if it was, like, for instance, there's a few UK companies, and I am a little bit biased with UK companies. If they want it out by a certain time because they have a certain release date, I sometimes will help them out, especially when they're a smaller company and it's actually a really good product, and I actually really believe in that product, that I'll get it out.
It was like the Kelpie RTA. I think the first review of the Kelpie I saw come up was probably Mike's. I think Mike was like one of the first.
Mike was the first, yeah.
To get the Kelpie review up.
His little smug look on his face, like,
Mine didn't come out until like 2 weeks after that. And
Yeah,
all
but
the
I did
time-
have it first as well, though, in my defense. So.
I need to get this. I need to get this review out. I need to
I
strike.
thought you were
while
lying
the
when you said you got it. I was like, this prick hasn't got it before me. I'm a big fucking
Fuck
deal.
you.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, we know that. I saw about 5 million pictures on Twitter of it that day.
Literally every post.
If you've
he'll
got it,
always
flaunt
tag
it,
every
mate.
post.
Talk
Be
about
like,
over.
"Oh, look at the serial number I got.
Fuck
That's
off.
a low serial number, isn't it?
I think you would have done it too. I was just fucking surprised because everyone who
Mike,
got
I'm
it,
waiting.
everyone who
I'm
got it from
waiting till I get
ABH
something
Pro
first.
got it later, but I got it from Artery, who were their sister company. So I got it in. I thought, well, I haven't seen anyone else post up. Fucking, I'm going to post up. That'll piss a few people off.
100%. Go get yours, 100%. But let you know, if I get a serial number that's lower than yours, oh, fuck me, Mike.
Yeah, what is mine?
You wait. Every post.
Where's
goes,
Morg gone, by the way, and Scots?
Their internet connection is joined, so when one goes, they both go.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I was
but
going to say, where is he? I've just
Morg's
realised
been
he's gone.
away for fucking ages, though. I kept meaning to say.
He's
Maybe
got a problem.
something
He's got a
that
problem.
he had,
He masturbates too much. He needs to cut that down.
It's that
Mine-
hoodie. It's
There
that-
was
Number 3 here. I got number 20, Rob. What's
number
your one?
3.
Right?
No, I
Three?
haven't. Stuart said that, but I think he's probably lying.
It was
Three here.
speaking
I
of
got,
stuff.
I got 240 because they had to send me out a second one because the first one was in customs and got taken.
What?
Yeah, I know. And I was like, are you fucking joking? Because at first I thought, because they messaged me super early on. And this is before people were saying they got the emails and stuff. And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to get this fucking bang on. And then Mike sends all the
standard glass
pictures.
it is TPD compliant, isn't it? 2 mils, so.
Yeah.
That's like when I got sent something for me to click, but it comes direct from China, and it said on the packaging car parts. My missus texted me like, "What have you bought for the car?"
All of them.
Nothing, honestly. It's
I
like,
get
crap, I don't know what
sometimes
it is.
it's like it's just metal components. I'm like, it must be something vape related.
Do you know who's the worst for actually not necessarily saying something wrong, but actually saying what it is, even though I guess you
Aztec.
should. But Smock says it's vapes, and they say the quantity of what it is retail. And so when I get it, I have a customs charge, which is fucking through the roof. And literally, it pisses me off. But because it's Smock, I'm like, oh, it's a big brand and people are going to want to watch it and see it and obviously hear my opinion. But when I'm spending like 60, 70 quid on customs charge every fucking time, I'm like, oh my God.
That's something I wanted to ask everyone else here as well. Like, obviously, having stuff come in for a review. Have any of you ever had something come in for a review from a company you have never heard of and never spoken to?
Yes.
And you're like, where is this from?
Yeah. I'm like, where did you get my details? Who the fuck's giving my details about?
But it's usually sister companies like OFF, OFRF is sister company of Watofo, randomly got the gear. And I was like, okay. And
I got this in yesterday. And it's from EH Pro and Horizon Vape Distro. I'd never heard of it.
Horizon Vape
Went through my
Distro,
emails. I'm like, maybe I must have spoken to
I
some.
saw that at Expo, Scots. I was speaking with Artery, and they said about that one. So they've released it now, have they? 'Cause they didn't have any
Well,
to
this
give.
is the thing. Like, if you look on the box, you kind of see it. It looks like a sub-ohm Kelpie, right? The top of it is like,
Mm.
right. But see when you open it up and you take it out the box,
This has got a different name, hasn't it, as well, to the box?
it looks completely different.
Oh,
I'm like,
what?
I think this is, and my assumption is this is to get past TPD. It's just a little plastic.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's got the same drip tip as the Kelpie, and this one's actually really nice.
Did they put another glass in there as well, or not?
Yeah, there's like a bubble glass.
Ah,
yeah.
right.
EH Pro are famous for using the
But
same.
Yeah,
packaging.
I've never spoken to EH Pro. I've never spoken to Horizon Vape Distro.
I was speaking with the Horizon Vape bloke at the Artery booth, and he was saying that cotton they're using, which isn't cotton, is a fucking seaweed base. It's not bamboo fibers, because if you look on the box, I think it says bamboo fiber, but he was saying it's like a seagrass stroke seaweed that it's got in it. So that's
the
very
thing.
interesting.
The box says the Rapture, but it's called the Raptor.
Yes.
So I tweeted out saying, "Oh, the Rapture tank in for review," and I opened it. I was like, "It's not called the." It's not
Yeah,
even
they
called
I saw that. I was like,
What is with the names of some of these
They
things?
haven't finished the packaging yet, obviously.
I got the rim kit in at the minute. I got the rim kit, the
Oh.
Elite rim. And actually, what another moral dilemma? Well, it's not really a moral dilemma. I got the. I don't know if anyone saw my video on Twitter of this E-Leaf iTap.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? I don't know if you could hear it.
I think I know why it's called the tap. And you're
Yeah,
like,
it makes it. I don't know if you hear this. No,
Yeah. No, I can hear it. I can hear a little click. That's
it
like,
constantly goes.
Like a time bomb.
really?
Yeah,
What's it doing? What's that for?
It's just ticking. It's just a pod kit. I mean, when
Why
it's
is it ticking?
I have. That's what I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. I thought there was a reason behind it. Okay.
No, I mean it's called the iTap because it taps. It doesn't make any sense.
There is some questionable names. Yeah. And there's a few, well, as I'm sure everyone knows with e-liquids, some names of e-liquids and stuff like that is can be a little bit interesting.
Weird. Yeah. How many times you read an instruction manual and just think, what the hell does that mean?
Every company I've ever worked with, TVP. What a guy.
Thank you to every company I've ever worked with.
And talking about like honesty and things like that, like there's a few reviews. Obviously, there's a lot of people I respect, but TVP's up there with a lot of. I've got
Good
a lot
evening,
of
Mark. By the way,
he's someone that you know, regardless if he's your best mate.
What's up, Chris? Door?
No filter.
Oh, you 100%.
No filter whatsoever.
Hey, Chris.
When I first started, and then you go through that whole moral dilemma thing, I saw one of Mark's reviews, and he was talking about he got loads of stuff. He got a Freemax twister in, and he got them snap bands, and he was just like, "I'm not doing anything with snap bands. Why are you sending me snap bands? I'm here to review the product."
I got the same ones. I threw them in the bin. I was like,
Yeah.
"Is this a fucking joke?"
And they said to him, "Oh, make sure you mention the snap bands." And he was like, "No, what am I talking about snap bands for?" And I was like, "Actually, fair play. That's not what you're here for at the end of the day." So
That's it. But these companies also, it's almost like you said, they try and sweeten you up a little bit by sending these extra things. But what the fuck am I going to do with them?
A snap band? What?
yeah,
Did they have? You telling me there was a board meeting at this company? At some point, they thought, what accessories should we send with this? Snap bands.
Yeah, to reviewers though, they're like,
it'll be yo-yos
I
next.
love this.
I would made that we got a fucking smoke yo-yo. Like,
Cool. Like,
Yeah, but the trouble is with smock yo-yos, the LEDs die within a week and then they don't work.
Yeah,
Poor old
the whole
smock.
LED things on tanks and
but yeah, Mark's one of those guys that just has no filter whatsoever, and that's why I respect.
No,
him.
but that's obviously why he's so successful, and that's honestly why. Like, if I'm to watch someone, I want to know honestly what they're gonna think. No holes barred. It's gonna be TVP, and he's also equally. This is obviously what companies, what we were saying before. You have to be honest, and companies do want your honesty, because if I made a product like Vic has, I would want to send it to Mark because you know he's going to be honest with you and he's going to tell you what he would change and what he personally thinks, and that's helpful. You have to understand it's not all about the good feedback. The negative feedback helps change. Like a good example is
like we were saying
Coilmaster.
earlier,
They
man.
sent like do you guys remember Coilmaster made a mouth to lung RDA, which was like a spaceship looking kind of guy?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I've got that, and when they sent me that to review, I was like, guys, and they emailed me, and I said, guys, honestly, it's weird looking. It doesn't quite really work as mouth to lung. And their response was, thank you for being honest. What we're going to do now is work on a V2. Can you tell me what you would change to make it better? And that is what a company should be. That is exactly what a company should be.
Exactly, Rob.
Another good man in ours,
Hi, Michelle B.
WGD.
MSLB.
I met WGD at Expo. He's a laugh.
Dwayne, yeah.
Dwayne, that's
Legend,
right,
isn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. He's like just full of life. He was just like so happy to be there. He was brilliant. Yeah, he's a good man.
No, he is. He's another down-to-earth, honest gentleman as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I can
that's
have a
another
bit.
thing about. I know everyone goes about like, the oversaturation of reviewers and stuff, but
It's healthy, really.
yeah, although there's a lot of products that go obviously to the same reviewers, and so you get a number of reviews that are done by 5-10 different reviewers. There's
Yeah.
also a lot of other gear that goes to other people, so you do get there is a big range, you know.
Especially now, there's like 50,000 pods released every day. We need enough reviewers to review all of them to find out which one's good and which one's not.
Yeah.
Like, I joke about it, but honestly, there is so much out there. And I always say, especially to everyone who watches me, is don't take my word for it, because I might like a particular airflow or a particular way. Watch someone else that hopefully has a totally different opinion, because they might see something or feel something that I haven't seen because I like it, you know?
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, I've mentioned this on some of Mike's videos, is Mike talks about a lot of specifics, not specifics, but a lot of details that I just completely breeze out. I don't mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
it's-
boring bastard.
It's the variety as
No,
well.
but that's what I also do, is when I also notice some people talking about certain things, especially when some people always talk about the same things, I also always try and make it almost a point to talk about something different, because if you've watched, say, your review, Flatcap, of like a certain tank, and I've got the same tank in, I watch your review and I go, fuck, he said everything I'm going to say. Like, what's the point of watching Flatcap and then watching me?
But then I watch your
I mean?
review.
There is no-
I watch your review, and you mention something else. I'm like, damn it! Why didn't I think of that?
But that's what's beautiful about it, and I think I love where the vape game is right now, because when I first started, and I think everyone will agree with this, it was a dog eat dog world. Everyone wanted to be first out there.
It's still
do something different.
It is still kind of like that in the US.
Well, yeah, exactly. The US is, and you can tell because they release stuff almost immediately. But I love where the vape game is now, especially in the UK with these shows, because I know there's a lot of controversy with live shows and what time and stuff like that. But I think it's so healthy to have this many shows, because it's so nice to bring everyone together and like see loads of different personalities they might not really know of. Like, I didn't know about Ryan until this evening, and obviously when you mentioned that he was going to be on show, but seems like an awesome dude, and I'm going to watch his reviews now.
Yeah, well, I've thanks to J Money in chat, because he introduced me to Ryan. He said he was a good dude, and so I contacted Ryan, watched one of his live videos, and I thought, yeah, he seems like a good dude. So I said, have him on the show, because I'm all for that. So I'd like to have different reviewers on it. Like I say, that Mr. Vapory bloke earlier, I'd probably give him a little call at some point as well, because I like, do you know what I mean? Because you, all 6 people on here, I don't care if you've got 50,000 or 500 or 50 subs, you've all got an opinion, you all vape, you all know what you're talking about. So your opinion is just as valid as anyone else's. So, yeah, sure. And it's nice to have different personalities. It's especially nice to have some US reviewers on here. Hence, we got the old American UK flag as the SNL. I thought we should do, because since we got Lethal, Goober, and Ryan on the panel tonight, I thought that just show a little bit of,
what are you eating
solidarity and all of that.
Pizza earlier.
I don't know where Lethal went, but obviously his signal went. But
Gaz, you've got a show starting, right? Flatcap versus reviewer. Is there anything you want to say about that? Because I'm so excited for this.
Flatcap versus what?
You got any
Reviewer?
exclusives here?
Yeah, no, the idea is pretty. I'm still putting together. I do need a reviewer to help me for an evening, but the idea is pretty simple. Mate, if someone's got an evening, seriously, I need someone to help me. The idea is pretty simple. Sorry to plug the show, Mike.
Cheers, Wayne Pedder.
The idea is pretty simple. It's literally a reviewer. It'd be me versus a reviewer, and every week or whenever it'll be, I might do it randomly. We'll see. I'll speak to the reviewer previously in the week with a list of challenges. It could be anything. It could be an eating challenge. It could be a drinking challenge. It could be a vape challenge. I've got a list of about 40 at the minute of different challenges. Some of them
fucking
will be like,
guys, I don't know how you get the time to do all this.
Some of them might be like, there's only the one challenge for one show, or it might be you have to do a number of challenges. Anyway, I speak to the reviewer, they tell me what challenges they want to do, and then on the show, we do them challenges.
Can we do a masturbating challenge, me and you? I'm pretty good at it right now. Okay,
I'm hoping the shows last longer than a minute. So probably not.
What would be the challenge for that? Who could come the fastest?
WGD Vape Shabba. Fucking much obliged, sir. Thank you very much.
So it's not the only thing that's going to be vape related about it is the fact that the reviewers vape. It's not really going to be much of a. I mean, I'm hoping we chat and stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much the idea. So that
sounds cool.
When's this thing, Gaz? Because you did one last Sunday, didn't you? A little pilot show.
Yeah, I wanted to just, I mean, you guys know what it's like. I wanted to get out there and just talk to people, and I had really good response. People were really nice, and you guys come in as well, which was great.
Is it going to be on a Sunday then?
I don't know. I might literally just do it randomly because, I was speaking to Pud about it, and he was. I want to get him on, obviously, and he can't do a specific day usually because of his work pattern. Yeah. So I might just do it randomly whenever it suits myself and whoever there's going to be on with me. I might just do it randomly. So that's maybe the way to do it. We'll see. But yeah, no, seriously, Rob, if or whoever, if someone's up for it, just to help me out for one evening, just so I can set it up and make sure it works.
To be honest, I find it so enjoyable and so relaxing. It's a totally different step back to reviews, which is pretty much all I exclusively do. So I really like coming on shows, and I was always thinking about doing my own, but I'm in the same boat as Mike, that it's just finding time and finding what to talk about, who to have on, who to do this. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
and
that's the idea.
UK Vapester versus reviewers, where I have a reviewer on and we do these versus challenges. I'm messing.
No, it's like Paul McCartney, Vape Don't Smoke. He does that interrogation thing, doesn't he? That he's just I think that's pretty.
So well
It's
done
pretty
as well.
awesome. It's nice to hear just one-on-ones because you do get a lot more out of your guests doing it that way.
I was on that a couple of weeks ago, and I really do like the format. It's genuinely fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I've kind of pinched a bit of the idea from Paul McCartney with the interrogation thing. I've just taken it. It's like that on steroids, I suppose.
No, it's a good idea. It's a good idea, Flatcap. It's a little bit different, isn't it? So
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking. Bit of fun. I'm a bit silly, you know what I'm like, so I'm a bit silly, and yeah, we'll see. But no, yeah, I'm still putting it, but I do need the help from someone just to help me get it going and spend an evening with me.
Should do an IRL version, guys, to see who between me and you who can wheelie that scooter the furthest.
Nice.
that thing's a wheelie machine, mate. That's a wheelie machine. Yeah.
But I think anyone will be happily help you out. To be honest, Gaz. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the thumbnail for that. It's great.
That logo is so
face
cool.
off.
Nice.
Enough about me. Sorry, Mike. But now I'm
yeah,
obviously
you
committed
didn't
to...
even actually invite me to help you, so that shows you what you think about me, eh? So,
Yeah, real
you
friends
don't want a
stand-
meltdown on there.
No, it wouldn't
It'd be
happen.
like the blind leading the blind, wouldn't it?
It would just be if it gets going, it'd be great to have any review.
Oh, there you
Yeah, it'd be cool, guys. I'd
be awesome.
I'll be
I think
happy to come on
Because-
there one time, bud.
It's also different to have other than vaping, different challenges and things like that. I think it's a cool idea, and I think obviously, especially depending on the person, you could do it specifically to their other hobbies or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it sounds awesome.
Well, you're literally going to get a list. You might have to eat an onion. You might have
Oh,
to.
What?
Couldn't do that.
Fuck that.
What?
I need to fucking
Right.
buy an onion. I don't think I've ever bought an onion.
Fuck.
You might. Yeah, I've got loads. I've got so
Fucking-
many ideas. So yeah, I've got to do it as well. I've got to do it every week or whenever it goes out. So
Maybe nice challenges, or do they have to be
What's
horrible?
up?
no, some of them are like the obvious, like coil building,
Oh,
vape
I'll
related
fucking
stuff.
destroy you at that. Easy, yeah.
Depends what
Yeah.
it is.
Some of my ideas are eating challenges. Some are like silly ones where you got to build a tower of cards, just random ones. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Sounds cool.
loads of stuff, loads of things. But yeah, I just need to kind of finish putting it together and that kind of thing.
Nice.
I'll
Slot idea, or
what time slot?
yeah, or particular day, or is it random, or
Well, originally I was going to do every Sunday night, but I've kind of committed to doing this with Mike every Saturday, which I want to honour. So I don't really want to go Saturday night and then do a Sunday.
yeah,
So I might literally just do it around the reviewer. So if someone's around on a Wednesday, I'll just put it on a Wednesday.
yeah,
If someone's
fair
around
enough.
on a-
Good idea,
So-
man.
The first thing is I can't upset too many people because the next week is going to be on another day, or the next.
There's only so
Fortnite.
many days though.
Whenever.
There's so many reviewers. So I mean,
You can't do it
I
at
think I'll
any
just do it
time without-
randomly.
You can't do it at any time without it going
Yeah.
on top of another one
Can't-
anymore.
yeah.
So
Do you know how you can get around that, guys? Just have everyone on at the same time.
oh,
Every single person. in
That's a
one
great
go.
idea.
no one's offended.
Oh yeah, that's gonna really work.
Yeah, that's a great idea. A great idea.
No, like if you wanted, like you said about working it around the reviewer, like let's say you wanted to have me on the Flatcap face off at some point, I would probably replace, like, let's say I usually stream on like Wednesdays and Saturdays 7:30 p.m. till 9. We could just replace one of those with your stream. That's how I would probably do it. So
Okay.
Flatcap, I'm available Saturdays like 9 p.m. to midnight.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it just I'll work. on it.
I think he's taking the
everyone
piss.
tell
man.
Gaz when they're available. So you might know.
I think. Oh dear. Anyway, it's 10 to 12, guys. We've got another 10 minutes or so because I am in the bedroom. Lisa will want to be going to bed soon. Been a fucking awesome show tonight, though. Really enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it, man. Always enjoy being on. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries, bud. Anytime.
What happened, Morg?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you later.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm telling you, it's like masturbating. You need to get it under control.
Jesus Christ, man! Just because I screen capped a picture of myself when I was having a wank, you guys got to give me shit over it.
Wait, you didn't screen cap gas? That's what I've been doing.
Oh no. I managed to get the window over your face, Kieran. It was great, so I just didn't have nothing to distract me.
Yeah,
It was
that
funny,
bastard, by the way.
what's funny earlier, you both went at the same time. I was like, oh, their internet's connected.
Yeah.
Hello, Mark.
See you later, Mark.
Better TV.
Yeah.
Catch you later,
Cheers for
Mark.
popping in.
I'll see you on Wednesday, Mark. actually.
Yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday. That'll be fun.
Are you having Mark on?
Yes.
Ooh.
Hopefully, if it's not available. I don't know. He said he was down for it. So I need to confirm it with him.
Oh, it's vapey in here. See you later.
That's why I always have a fan going so it doesn't get too bad in here.
I need something like that. But the thing is, it's just too fucking cold.
I don't care.
I'd be freezing my balls off if I had a fan on in here.
Scotland, what do you expect?
Exactly.
Only, I think, 73 in here.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing you then.
What did I miss?
Nothing, just that Mark was just saying he's about Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
Matt Benson, what did Ryan think Morg just said? Yeah, Ryan, how are you getting on with UK accents?
Oh, me?
Yeah, like obviously you got Kieran, Scots Review, you know, with quite a broad Scots accent, and then you've got me and Rob, obviously well-spoken Englishman, and Mike.
Yes.
We
Yes, we
just
are.
need somebody Welsh on now.
You need a Welshman.
I don't know. What the fuck does that make me
I
then?
did ask Chunk the other day, but
Morg,
Jesus Christ.
Morg, wait, I don't know what your accent is, mate.
I mean, because I watched UK reviewers for a long period of time, it's pretty easy to understand for me now. At first, it might not, it probably wasn't, but
Pete.
what I'm curious is for you guys to understand like our accents.
Sorry, what did you say?
Okay, got it.
Kinsley,
no,
the
that's
accent is fine. It's your slang that she
It's
doesn't
easier to
get.
watch Kanye and Lacey as I was growing up. It's all good.
I think, I've never had a problem with American accents. I feel like they actually pronunciation-wise, they pronounce the words better than what we do. Like when they say water, they'll say the T. We
Yeah,
just say, water.
Water.
yeah.
Can I get a water?
I understand Americans better than I do Scotsmen, definitely.
The funniest thing ever is when like I'm listening to a UK person make fun of an American accent. We sound so lame when you guys try to impersonate us.
Backwards as well. Crumpets and tea. Oh.
Wow. Get out. Get your coat.
Unless it's aluminium, it's completely wrong. Yeah, what's aluminum? Never heard of aluminum before.
It's aluminum.
Species material aluminum.
I think it'd be more of our terminology that would confuse them.
Yeah. Like I didn't know what taking a piss meant or anything like that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Taking the pisses.
Yeah.
AY is so sad. So I can never say football in a UK accent.
He tries to see in Scotland we say football, and he tries to
Fitball.
he tries to copy us all the time, and it's hilarious.
Come on, Rob. Let's hear it pronounced properly.
So the way it's spoken in proper English
Is? I'm waiting.
I almost want to add an accent myself because of how many comments I get about my accent, which I feel like I'm accentless. But
Hugh Grant.
sorry,
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. Yeah,
Grant.
That just goes back to the variety, doesn't it? The variety of reviewers.
well, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's all dialect, isn't it? Different parts of the country and all of that.
Strange to think that something, a country that's so small and stuff like that has such a diverse level of language.
Smoking a fag in the US is very different.
That's probably the fact in the US is very different.
Yeah.
Those are funny.
Yeah. I mean, I never,
Like
Yeah,
Eddie
fanny
Clark,
packs.
thanks for popping in, bro.
never liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
gas.
2009.
My accent is pucker.
2009, I was in Florida and I asked somebody for a fag, and it didn't go down well.
Yep.
Right, guys, I am
What-
going to start wrapping it up very soon because it's nearly midnight, which is my curfew time. So, as ever, it's been a really awesome show. Everyone who's been watching it tonight and stayed in chat, much obliged to each and every one of you. Thanks to we got Rob here, we got Goober, Flatcap, Ryan, Morg, we got Scots Review, Kieran, Lethal was in here earlier as well. Thank you for all the subs that everyone has given to all of the people around us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for subbing.
I'm still 11 off, 10 off 3,000, so a little bit of a shame we couldn't hit that big 3K.
Everybody in chat right now, like this live stream and sub to MF Vape.
Yeah,
I didn't want to have to
Please
say
do, guys.
anything, but I quite often like shout at everyone else. Everyone just forgets about poor old Mike. So only joking. I'm fucking happy enough anyway. I can't believe that many people do subscribe to the channel.
You should be proud. 3,000 is a lot. Yeah, like when you try and even fathom 3,000 people in one space.
Yeah, no, it's fucking awesome, guys. That's what I mean. I've really enjoyed the show. Incidentally, I don't drink it anymore as well, so you might think I'm being a little bit quiet and not as active or whatever. It's probably because I'm straight and I'm just getting to grips of actually doing a show teetotal at the moment. So it is a little bit different. I haven't got any Dutch courage or anything, so it's quite nice though. It's you know, I'm a little bit more with it, so to speak, but it's been nice to just listen to everyone around me and just watch chat and all the rest of it. But I do appreciate each and every one of you that's been interacting tonight, watching the show, and all of the rest of it is much obliged. So if everyone wants to say a little goodbye, that'd be awesome. So we'll start with Mr. Goober Vapes. Cheers, buddy.
Always got to pick on me.
All right, we'll start with Mr. Sorry, Goobs, you're to my left, mate. That was all. I'm going round the circle.
Well, thank you for having me on, guys. And thank you to everybody who came in. Thank you to everybody in chat. And thank you to my lovely wife who was also watching. And hope to see all you guys next week.
Lovely job. Thank you very much, Goob. Always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you. Mr. Flatcap Vapor, nice to see you again, mate.
Yeah, you too, buddy. First of all, to our special guest, Rob, UK Vapester. It's great to finally talk to you, mate, in person. Well, you say in person, but great to finally see you, mate. It's good. Hope we'll do this again. And Ryan as well, buddy. I look forward to speaking to you in the next coming weeks on the show. So that's good stuff. Kieran, Morg, you know I love you, boys. Goober. And Mike, thanks for having me on as always, Matt. Really appreciate it. I'm enjoying it.
No worries, man. No, I appreciate you saying you'd come on regularly, mate. I really do appreciate it.
Of course, 100%. Yeah.
Lovely job.
And everyone in chat, thanks so much.
Right, on to rebuildable. Fucking can't even say it. Ryan. Rebuildable Ryan.
All right.
Thanks very much,
Thank
mate.
Thanks for having me on again. I will see everybody next week. And also, thank you to everybody from last week and this week who has checked out my channel and gave me a sub. I do a show Sunday nights, and I will have 4 reviews weekly going up every week. So I will see you guys here next Sunday or Saturday. I'll see you guys next year. And nice to meet everybody that was on the show today.
Lovely job. Nice to have you again, buddy. Thanks very much. All right,
Thank
on
you.
to Morg then.
Well, you know, I just thank everybody for having me and stuff like that, Mike. It's always a pleasure. Anybody who wants to see me do any more stuff, I'm going to be basically on Wednesday with that scrub up in the top right. But the channel is going well. I thank everybody for the subs and everything. I think I might have gained a few subs, which is great. I appreciate it. I'm going to be having videos soon because I'm setting everything up. I just finished my intro, which I've just done. Very happy about doing that. And yeah, thanks again for everybody that's listened to my bollocks, basically.
And don't forget, guys, that Morg has actually got his own. He designs logos, stuff like that. So if you want to check him out, check out justmorgcreations@gmail.com. If you want to pop in a little email, you can talk.
Very talented 2D artist, yeah.
Eh?
I just said he's a very talented 2D artist.
Yeah.
So that's what you were saying.
He is.
So let's just put that in chat, shall we?
But
But thanks for
before you guys go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
thanks very much, Morg, for coming on.
That's all
bud.
right.
Right, so on to.
Best email and chat. Can everyone just flood him with dick pics, please?
Nice.
Don't say that. You know what these people are like.
Please give me some dick pics. It'd be great. My folder's running a bit low right now.
Right, on to Kieran then. Scott's Reviews. Thanks as ever, buddy, for coming on. Really
No problem,
appreciate
mate.
it.
Thanks for having me on again. Thanks for hosting a wicked show. Thanks to Rob, Ryan, Goober, Gaz, Morg. I've had a great fucking time. As I usually do, I've been on this show. I think this is the third time I've been on.
Yeah, I think it is 3 now, man.
Yeah, third time, and always have a good laugh whenever I come on and hang out with you guys. So yeah, thanks very much to everyone on the panel. Thanks everyone in chat, and yeah, I've had a great time.
Lovely job. Thanks very much. Right, so last but not least, we've got Rob, our very special guest. It's been a pleasure having you on, mate. Nice to have a very well-spoken Englishman on joining the show.
Hello.
Wow.
Did I get me?
You seem like you're a top dude, man. I really like you, and I've really enjoyed you being on here. So more than welcome to come on a more regular basis if you did want to, sir. So thank you very much, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Mike, for allowing me to come on. Yeah, it's been really nice talking to you all and getting to know, obviously, a lot of you a lot better. And yeah, thanks for the opportunity. And also thanks, chat, for everybody being and watching us, our lovely faces. And yeah, it's really great to know everybody and actually finally talk to some people, because it's a little bit different when you're on your own channel and just making reviews. It's been that one-on-one with the audience rather than actually getting this like platform to talk to everybody. So thanks for everybody who subbed. Thanks for everybody who come to watch us. And yeah, I guess I would love to. Yeah, absolutely love to go on the show again. It's been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Whenever you can, we'll talk anyway. We talk on social media and that, so that's awesome, buddy. But big love to all of the panel for coming on tonight. It is really appreciated. I had a really good time tonight. Everyone in chat, everyone who's watching is just sitting there watching, who's not putting comments in. It doesn't matter. You're all watching the show, and it is really appreciated. Thanks to all the subs that we've all gained tonight. It does, it does help with the channels, helps with the analytics, and all of that malarkey gets us up the search rankings, which is obviously, you don't want to be just putting videos out to nobody, so it's nice to get up the search rankings, and that everyone in here is putting a lot of time and effort into doing their reviews, so I have a big respect to them all. Thanks to the spanners in here. We got J Money, Lisa, Des Turner. There's probably some others that I can't think of at the moment, but I appreciate you all. And yes, thank you very much, guys. And so until the next time, see you again very soon. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very
Ta-da,
much.
everybody.
Right, my mouse has stopped working, so just bear with me.
We're not leaving.
We're not leaving just yet.
We're staying put.
24/7 stream. Let's go.
Right, cheers, guys. See you soon.